Well, hi, welcome to Dog Pound DnD. Well, we have to be on the screen anyways because I did not properly prepare. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Voltaire is going to be missing. I think we have everybody then. Late. So I think we have everybody who's going to be here right now. I'm going to focus in on these dice. You know you can't find a good pair of amber dice anywhere? Not for a reasonable price. Like, I can get all the other basics and like basic yellow, basic green, whatever. I can find tons of those for like 10 to 20 bucks a piece, right? I just want amber, straight amber. Cheapest that I could find was like $50 for resin dice. I don't approve of that. They don't even have a mosquito in them.
Well, no dinosaur cloning for you.
At least somebody got the damn reference.
I mean, I got it, but Ikarath was just faster to the punchline.
Yeah, for real.
It's because he's given true thought to cloning dragons, I'm sure.
As it turns out, yes.
You're actually not wrong in that situation.
I was going to say, we literally had that conversation last week.
Me and Ikarath were discussing how some of the goals that Alvin wants to ultimately obtain. So Ikarath was discussing making clones of Alvin and turning them into a dragon. So if Alvin ever dies, he becomes a dragon.
Interesting. Also, Ikarath, what the fuck did you leave to do last session? I remember you hopping on
fishing.
a kraken. Oh, yes, you're going fishing.
Yes, I caught one fish for me, one fish for Thaddy.
Yes, you did.
Because, I mean, that's roughly how much a kraken eats, right?
One fish.
One fish.
It's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. So, that I think leaves us where we were, which was right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Voltaire was acting very hostile towards Jordy.
Yeah, I got so intense that I alerted Twitch chat that everything was fine.
Everything's fine, gentlemen. Everything's fine.
Is A-okay.
So then if we start... So you expect me to just turn the other way while you're causing us all no ends of trouble? That's my Voltaire.
I mean, I took the best course of action with the information we had.
Did you not have any slave collars left?
They wouldn't let us use any of them.
Yes, they weren't very keen on the idea of being enslaved. I'm sure you can imagine.
But they didn't attack you. Why did you kill them?
Because they deserved it?
Oh my god!
I don't understand. I don't know where Voltaire's moral compass is on this, or why he's. I don't even know why he was so angry.
Voltaire is saying these are just innocent businessmen. That was why. And I said innocent is a term loosely used on these people.
So you ordered their killing.
Hmm?
So you ordered them to be killed because you don't think they're innocent.
I didn't say anything about that.
You just
No,
said
but
innocence of a strange turn, and if you're trying to be, and you're the mayor, and you're approving of this.
But before you jump to conclusions, they're not all dead.
You do have that. No,
So that one's the slave.
He hasn't been enslaved because the slaves can't speak when they have the collar on them, but he has been bound and knocked unconscious.
Are you going to bury the others? Compensate their families?
No.
Compensate, no. Bury, possibly. I hadn't really gotten that far.
Well, there's a lot of blood around. You two meatheads just swinging around your sharp sticks.
Yeah, it's a shame there's not more. I was kind of hoping we could have gotten a few more decapitations.
No, that's what Legs does.
Elward asks if we still need to question Rolio about the buckets of blood showing up in the city.
No, we already know the source of that. We don't need to ask him.
Well, you know this. Well, you know the concept of the source. You don't know the actual source.
What is the source then?
Well, we don't. We know what it's. Who's doing it. We don't know exactly why and who it is.
Uh-huh. That's incredibly vague.
So it is a masked man who's going around with a. Voltaire has the dagger. Show them.
Yeah, let me pop in the character from somewhere. There's a lot of City of Thieves maps at this point.
I don't think he's on a City of Thieves. He might be on a City of Thieves map in the end. I don't know if he's there. Oh, there he is.
Oh.
That's the dagger in his hand.
Yep.
Would I recognize the dagger as somebody who worked for Eduardo?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
And do we know if he's independent or if he's a hired gun?
I haven't met him. He didn't say any words to Voltaire. He just killed the competition.
Well, that does wonders for your candidacy.
Oh, how lovely.
Wait, did you hire him?
I don't hire
Did you kill
assassins.
Stephen Seagal?
I don't hire assassins. I never hired you.
Oh, that's fair. Well, if we don't know if he's independent or a hired gun, then perhaps we should question this individual, because as someone who creates slave collars, I imagine he deals with the scum of the earth, and if he is a hired gun, there's a likely chance he knows his employer or is aware of who he is.
Possibly. All I know is there's a certain part of the city that he doesn't go into based on... I did not even expect this. The information that Doro has kept from me, thank God.
Why does he not go there?
Well, that's one of the things that I'll have to look into, but I've only just started discovering the pieces of the puzzle, so... It's only been like you have to realize, it's only been like 3 hours since we started dealing with these situations, Jordao. So we do run into several complications in the end.
Oh, you only run into complications when you are bound by the rules. Now, if it were me, I would probably start looking in the area he hasn't touched, because this may be one of those don't crap where you eat situations.
That's the plan. I would, in the end, it's just I had to come here to see what handiwork you're doing, and
Well, you can see what he's done. Now you just have to clean it up.
it'll take a while.
Don't you have a spell?
What?
Don't you have a spell that can handle this?
Are you talking about prestidigitation?
Yes, that's the one.
Yes, prestidigitation is the thing that can handle cleaning up blood. But as far as getting rid of bodies, it doesn't do that.
Yet. Give her another 1,000 years.
I'm not.
Why don't you
asking
feed him
her
to the Hydra?
If that's what you want to do, then by all means. But then we have to prestidigitate over there because Miss Lippy is not the cleanest eater.
Just have your wife do it.
You guys assume that I can just ask her to do anything.
She does seem head over heels for you.
You seem to assume that she won't do anything you ask her to do.
Short of, like, murdered her, but what the hell do I know?
I never asked her to murder anyone.
She did kill a sea serpent for you.
No, that was.
I don't know that.
Oh yeah, true.
So, I mean, I can ask her to clean it up, but as far as cleaning this place up, I can deal with that for now, and then I'll do the investigation. It'll take me a bit, but if you want to, in the meantime, clean up the bodies, it would take a task out of my hands.
Perhaps we should deal with interrogating this individual. I feel like the ambiance of all his friends' corpses might motivate him a little bit to speak.
Well, if you're going to speak with him, I'm not going to be here.
With that, Elred starts poking him with the butt of his great axe to try and wake him up.
Hold on. I legitimately just said I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself, so
It's fine. He's not going to survive long enough to tell anyone.
Oh, that's your plan. Okay.
He
Oh
wakes
yes,
up.
his head is not going to be attached to his
He
shoulder.
wakes up and he does see Alvin. He goes, "What have you done?"
I didn't do a damn thing.
True, he
All
did
have you
just
done?
arrive.
What if who?
You came into our home and killed us.
I didn't do anything.
He's talking to Jordy.
Oh, okay.
Why?
The way-
We offered
Actually,
you no harm.
Yeah, you
threatened
offered me a
to kill
great
us.
deal of disrespect, and then offered to kill us. That
So
was
disrespect is a offense punishable by death under Alvin's rule.
Oh, come now. Alvin did not approve of this. He scolded me as soon as he arrived.
Scolding, murder. One,
Elred
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Rolio.
6, 7, 8 counts of murder, and a scolding. Ah, motherfucker! 8 counts of murder and a scolding is the punishment.
Elred backslaps Rolio and says, "Shut up, it's our time to ask questions."
What questions
there
could
seems-
you...
There seems to be a man with a mask going around killing people. Have you patronized any people who match this description, or do you know if any of your patrons have somebody like that in their employ?
Persuasion?
Persuasion to ask a question? Okay. I can do this.
It says,
24.
I don't know who it is. All I know is that it seemed to start about 4 months ago.
Where was the first incident?
Let me look 1 second.
Actually, real quick, can I insight to see if I think he's lying to me?
Sure.
I can't tell if he's being honest or lying. You want to take a crack at it, Elred?
Sure. Where?
You think he's lying?
I'll roll insight because I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, really, we all can roll insight.
Oh.
Could be a 9, but 23 from Tharak.
Tarek, you think there's more... He's telling the truth, but you think there's more than he's letting on.
All right, so he's not giving like the full details,
Yeah.
basically. All right, I'm gonna let this play out a little bit more, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, Alred, you think that he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
See, I feel like you're not being straight with me. What aren't you telling me?
Are you trying to intimidate, or are you trying to...
Just ask me a
Persuade.
question.
It says, okay, I told you, I don't know this man.
Elred takes the blade of his great axe and puts it at his throat.
Shorty's gonna
Yes.
pop up.
I'm gonna hold on. Can I roll an insight to see if he actually is lying about knowing who the man is?
Sure.
23 again.
He does not actually know who it is.
So you say you don't know him, but I feel like you're withholding different information. There's something you're holding out. Trust me, we didn't want this to happen. Some in this party did.
Let
I
me go
think.
after this. I'll leave the city, and I'll tell you what I know.
See, here's the problem, and Jordy's gonna point at Elred's axe that's up against his neck. See, the amount of pain you're going to experience is directly related to whether or not you tell us everything right here and right now.
So the only paths out are death.
We never said the path out was death, lad. But look, you're not making it easy. If you're gonna withhold
told you.
information,
If you let
If
me
you-
live and leave the city, I will tell you. That seems
But-
not so much to ask if there is a path out for life.
but you're already holding out information on us.
And
If
if
you
I give
wanted
you
to-
the information, you're telling me these two, who killed 8 other people because we insulted them, are going to let me live. These two.
Now, in our defense, you didn't make it easy on us.
I didn't know offense was a crime punishable by death.
It's not a crime. It's they're doing their own thing. Eleven isn't approving of them being here. Hell, we didn't even know you were here until we came and
I
found
feel
it
like a
all.
slap on the wrist for 8 murders is tacitly approving of the actions.
Who said that that's going to be their only punishment, lad? You're acting as if the most direct course of action right now is the punishment. Punishment can come later. It's not the
They're
end
being
of the
allowed to walk free.
Who said they're being allowed to walk free after this?
Alvin, what are your plans then? These two
Alvin-
murdered 8 people. How is that handled in your city?
Look, I'm not a politician. Just answer our questions honestly and full-heartedly without withholding anything from us. And I bet you that these two gentlemen will be much more reasonable with you.
I send a message to Jordan and I say, do not resist what I'm about to do to you. Do not worry, it won't hurt.
I don't like this idea. I don't like that you're not giving me details.
I can only tell you so much before I do it. Are you going to resist what I'm about to do?
I don't know what you're about to do, so I don't know.
Oh.
That's what I'm going to do to you.
And what are you cursing him with?
To have disadvantages, make it look like I'm giving him a disadvantage on all dexterity rolls for the rest of his life.
Deception?
Well, that can be upcast to be permanent. So by technicality it can.
But you're not, or are you?
I'm actually casting the spell, so he can't see if I'm casting the spell at a higher level or not.
Yeah, then persuasion or deception, because you'd have to. I mean, otherwise he doesn't.
Okay, I'll do 29. Yeah, I'll do Eldred later for his punishment. Right now, I can only do 1.
So you made him
But from-
clumsy.
From this
For
point
murder.
on, this man is an assassin. Anything he attempts to do along the lines of his work is now failure. I've taken away the very thing
For
he's good
8
at.
murders.
That is the beginning of his punishment, boy. I have to ensure that he is weaker for me to make sure that the punishment goes out as planned.
And for me, who did nothing wrong. I have
Well-
always followed the laws of the city.
See, you say you've done nothing wrong because you've done nothing illegal, but laws and morals are not the same thing. You have crafted technology specifically for the purpose of enslaving people. That's why my dwarf friend is so upset with you.
You do what you do to survive on the streets. If you've got a talent, you make the most of it. You don't question it when you come from nothing.
You're sitting here questioning my abilities when I too came from nothing. But we're getting off track here.
Murder has always been
found-
illegal in the city.
You've already established that I'm not going to get away from this completely unscathed. Alvin has made that perfectly clear.
So then you should have no problem
Thalrak has
releasing
already
me.
made a point to you that you really should work with us so that we can be a little bit more reasonable, because the longer you hold out and try and stonewall, the less reasonable we're willing to be.
Roll intimidation.
I don't like the but I have an inspiration die if that's a so hold on. 21.
Okay, yeah, he's good. Fine. I'll tell you and we'll see what kind of mayor the Alvin is. For I've broken no laws. The murder started about 4 months ago. After we rounded up the family, well, the children of an associate of Eduardo's. And Eduardo decided that the best lesson for this man trying to leave was to kill his children in front of him. All 3 of them.
That sounds like Eduardo.
About a week after that, bodies started turning up. And that's all we know.
Elred asks, when you said we, did you help in kidnapping the children?
We provided the collars. Nothing more.
I'm doing an insight to see if I feel like he's telling us everything or if he's holding back.
You feel like he's holding
Garbage,
back.
though. There's more you're not telling us, isn't there?
There isn't.
Details. Who is the associate of Eduardo's?
I don't know. We were just told to commission them for 3 children.
Elred asks who the children were.
You don't know. We were told 3 children, and we were told it was, as I said, for the family of an associate trying to leave.
They're not told the details. They just supply the equipment.
Well, Eduardo just seems peachy keen.
Eduardo is the bane of my existence.
You can see why I left his organization, Voltaire.
Also,
Icarus just moved up a place in the world.
also, Voltaire, you'll have to go back and watch afterwards for my impression of you. I feel like I did a tolerable job.
Absolutely need to see that.
Thalrak, what do you think? Do you think he's holding back? Because I still feel like he's holding back.
Well, let me roll insight for this. Oh, like another 23 would be nice.
You don't think he's holding anything back?
Alright. I think he's being honest and not withholding anything from us at this point. Before he was, no, I don't think he is. I think he's being very cooperative with the limited options that lie before him.
So Rolio, do you know who was hired to actually kidnap the children?
I assume a man like him. And he points at Jordy.
certainly couldn't have been me because I've been out of his employ for a while.
I said a man like you. Not you.
Alright, so what have we established about our friendly killer here?
He's a product of Eduardo's bad choices. That is
At
what he
least
is.
one of them. If we don't know if there's more yet.
Yet at the moment, we just know that the one that we have run into is a product of Eduardo's bad choices. Beyond that,
We need to see if there's a pattern. How about
there's a specific location that he doesn't do any attack. He doesn't attack anyone in.
I'm speaking about the personality of the victims specifically. Maybe we should go to where I picked up my blood bucket.
It's probably the best.
Yes, but let's continue asking Rolo here what's going on.
I'm not sure what else to ask.
I don't know.
If Thalrak thinks he's not holding back, and his insight roll wasn't garbage, then maybe he has told us everything he knows.
Yes, but what do we do with him now?
Well, see, that's where things get a little complicated.
Everything's complicated with this city. Nothing's ever simple.
Knowing you, Jordael, I figured you'd want to make him like his friends here, as you seem so prone to do that.
Elrid brings his axe up and swings it at his neck.
Which neck?
Rolio's
Rolio.
neck.
All right, 1 second.
What roll to hit
Right
is
as you
damage?
Roll
swing,
the hit.
Ikrath.
Okay, yep. So yeah, you're gonna hit and roll your damage. Okay, so as Ikrath is walking up, you decapitate the man right in front of him. The blood's Elred make a dex save. Thalrak make Jordy, Voltaire, and everybody make dex saves, including Ikrath.
Mine with disadvantage because Alwyn's a dick.
Oh,
Oh, I dive headfirst into it.
Wow. 24 on disadvantage.
Okay, so Ikrath, you get sprayed with blood. Alvin, you dodge to the side. Voltaire, you get drenched absolutely head to toe. Elrid, 17. Yeah, you jump out of the way. Thalrak, you actually fall forward and land face first into the stump of the neck, connected to the body. On top of being drenched, and he's dead. And Ikrath has walked up and is here.
Ikrath just kind of takes a look around the room and goes, "Should I come back later then? You all seem to be pretty busy."
I'm surprised he didn't explode, to be honest. But alright.
I was half expecting an explosive ruin as well.
Nope, just standard run of the mill, blood.
Hey,
He
at
could have
least
been useful to us.
there is no more use in a scum of the earth like him.
Oh no, so you say that, but like, there's always another use.
You could have put him to work in Flit's whorehouse.
Ikrath will cast prestidigitation and start cleaning up all this blood.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
everybody.
gonna be doing the same thing as well.
You see-
Getting everyone cleaned.
I was actually thinking it might be a more, and Elred, I know you may not approve of this, but I was actually thinking it might be a more appropriate punishment for him that he just live out his life with a slave collar, considering the number of people he has enslaved.
Speaking of these collars, if we do manage to find acquaintance of murder friend, we might need to use one of them to slow him down.
Yes, indeed. Oh, and sorry about that, Jordy. I had to do something to help loosen his lips, and I'll end the curse on you.
Yeah, I appreciate you finding a way to make him talk.
I will cover up for this and try to. The guards are dumb. No one's gonna figure this out in the old run.
Do you guys want to all catch each other up on all the things you have learned thus far? Just out of characterly. It might have be very valuable in character to have everyone on the same page.
Yeah, Voltaire, I think you're the only one who missed anything out of character.
Well, Ikarath did a lot.
Oh yeah,
Almost all
Well,
of
he
it.
missed a lot in character, so
Yeah.
So in character, we're gonna go over what I'm about to summarize out of character. All this dude knew was that they had made 3 slave collars for the children of an associate of Eduardo's, and then executed his children in front of him. And the murder started right after that happened.
Also, it's never happened inside of this white circle.
Yep.
And thus far, the buckets of blood are where they have been found.
Yep, that was
and the buckets never show up in the same place twice.
Yep.
Did not know that.
And Jack Barker was killed, who turned out to be
also
Steven
that.
Seagal.
I know that. All right.
You know, Alvin,
Hmm.
thinking about where these buckets of blood are showing up, I'm wondering if this is more to do with Eduardo, despite his absence, than it is to do with any of the political candidates. Because I was staying at the mayoral estate. The former Church of Novostoan was where I was before then, and that's where a lot of people who were in Eduardo's employ came from. I mean, that it just seems like there's at least somewhat of a link that makes this more about Eduardo than it does about the election.
So yes, let's look at this. The guards were bought off by Eduardo, or basically whoever was running the city at the time. Jack, I don't know Jack.
So we could have
Barker,
avoided
today.
this whole thing if I had just.
Well,
sucked his
remember,
shit.
Jack Barker was a collar person.
Oh, so Jack Barker was part of the color group.
Remember, that's their candidate that they put forward against you.
My chef was working for the old mayor, who was an underling of Eduardo. So the possibility that anyone who's worked for Eduardo is the ones that get killed is very much up there.
What
Then
about that?
just we go to the place where I found mine. Interview whoever lives there.
What about the
Barker's
nobleman in Alvin's house?
Well, like we said before, he doesn't strike the same place twice.
Let me
Well,
think
I'm
for a
just
mo-
saying maybe he might know who the victim was originally.
You can, you can ask him. Tell him that you're friends with me, but for the love of God, do not cut his head off.
Real quick, Meta, would Jordael know who the associate was that had his children murdered in front of him from his connection to the organization?
I don't know. I don't think you would have been. It would have happened like in the time intervening before you got back, and you haven't really covered that as a topic, and nobody's really told you it,
Okay.
so probably not.
Would I know of anybody who was not in Eduardo's good graces prior to my departure?
No, because he was fine with him when you left.
Okay, and last question. How young, well, what were the ages of the children that were killed?
Like
would I have known them from my time either in the church or in the fighting arena prior to joining Eduardo's organization or before leaving?
You may have known them peripherally as somebody's kids. And probably they'd be like 5 to 10-ish range.
And I wouldn't have been back long enough to realize that those three are gone.
No, you haven't really done any socializing. It's been pretty jam-packed so far.
That's fair.
You
Okay.
haven't really called on any former contacts and such. Plus, almost all of Eduardo's people have left.
Well, unfortunately, I
Not to be a dick about it, just
no. It's legitimate answers. I was just trying to see what level of knowledge I should have in character. I'm not sure. None of this rings a bell. This must have happened sometime after I left and met up with you lot. So perhaps I should. Well, I would say I need to dig around my old contacts, but all my old contacts are gone.
Yes, and unfortunately, I left just after the assassination of the mayor, so I haven't been here for any of these incidents. So I don't know anything about this.
No, we could, and hear me out on this. Voltaire, you may like this idea, because it may end up with me dying. I do still have that Eduardo disguise. We could rest for the night, and then tomorrow use me as bait.
You want to possibly get caught by this man?
I
Well, if
think
we-
Geordie would look good as a bucket of blood.
yeah,
Like, no, it being sarcastic at all, mate. Like, I think you would.
Jordan, if you want to be the one to if you want to try
Does
to
the
take
bucket
that risk,
float?
we could absolutely do that.
But does he know? I'm assuming he would know if Eduardo had left. And
That is
I'm
true.
guessing there would be signs
We
of
could have the
Eduardo's
Kraken
return.
pretend like they caught him.
Well,
I
it
don't
could
think he's
also-
Kraken.
It could also be that he knew Eduardo left, but may also not know when or if Eduardo had planned to return. The main reason for Eduardo leaving has passed, so him returning would not be that suspect. The only suspect part would be him returning alone.
Plus, if he does the return, who's to say he won't go after the mayor position and rival Alvin and potentially threaten his life and yada yada yada. Blah.
Wait a minute. Overrock. Sending.
Hmm?
Have you known Eduardo long enough?
I've had maybe a conversation. I've had one or two conversations with him. I don't know if that's enough for me to get a decent message through to him.
Look around these corpses. Maybe they might still have another sending scroll.
Oh yes, that's actually a good idea. We should see if
You
they
could
have any.
attempt
valuable
one.
content.
I unfortunately would have to wait for the next day because I did to create an illusion that I was punishing Jordy. Have to use my 3rd level spell slot to put a curse on him, so I don't have any 3rd level spells anymore.
Jordy's gonna just very subtly start looting the corpses.
If you're looking for
Ikarath
something
is going to
magical,
join him, but not very subtly.
if you're looking for something magical, would you like me to use detect magic so that I can spot the exact location of anything magical in this room?
Well, you take all the
I mean, they
fun out
probably
of
have good stuff that's not just magic.
I will
Yeah.
allow you to do your searching around. I can ritual cast it in the end. That gives you 10 minutes to look.
Have you checked Rollo's corpse?
You gotta wait for the blood to stop spewing from his neck first and check him last.
All right, so you
Feel
find 30
free
gold apiece.
To do what? All of you.
So 180.
Yeah, it's wait.
3.
30
Oh,
of-
30 gold each for Ikarath, or 30 for each person in the
two-
party?
One person of each of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 3. 27, 270, I think.
270 gold total.
Yeah, is Ariel.
Okay.
You do find some kind of a long glove set on one of them that slightly glows with blue energy.
Can Ikarath cast Identify on it?
If Ikrath can cast that, yeah.
Everybody gets 45 gold.
That yeah, so it is the gloves of control. They are pretty skin tight. They kind of look like, you know, those gloves right there on their hands. And they give plus +1 to the spell save for all control type spells, like charms or command
Holds.
word or holds, or, you know, anything that would be a control type of spell.
That could be useful.
Really could. I'm trying to figure out who has the most control spells though.
I only have Suggestion and I think that's it.
I have control or hold person. I have calm emotions, blindness, and deafness. Like, I probably have more. It's just how often are we going to use them? Who knows?
Well, they're gloves, so they can be worn regardless.
Yeah, they're not like a weapon. They are a fashion accessory.
They're like my my magic underpants.
Yeah, kind of. Like,
Gotcha.
if you look at them, like, see that? Like, think like the skin tight, like, gloves that, like, 16-year-old emo girls used to wear in middle school.
Wait, they stopped wearing those?
I thought so.
Oh,
Maybe they're back again. Maybe they're back again.
So. That was always really nice.
It was, I agree.
You all decide who wants to wear them, because I don't need them. I mean, I do have access to quite a few control spells, but I do wear my pink gloves over my hands anyways, so.
I mean, if no one else wants them, I guess I could take them, but matter.
I mean,
Probably would get the most use out of them, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would get more use out of them due to the fact that I'm not taking my gloves off right now, due to the fact that they give me a +3 to charisma and a +1 to persuasion.
I
only
These
have
are just
one
very
spell that
simply
would benefit
gloves of
for.
control for the name. So who's taking them?
I'll take them.
Tharak is.
All right, and that is what
And you
you
just-
find on them.
All right, can you send me the info fully of what they do? If you have it all written down.
Nope. But I will try +1 to all control type spells. Mostly DM discretion.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it should be mostly obvious, but I don't think that's an actual spell school, so
No,
We'll
it's
rule on it
no,
as
but
we go.
I'll ask you if I cast a spell and I'm like, would this affect? Like, would this be
Yeah.
a part of it?
yep. Like that thing
hurts
that
my eyes.
Callian keeps doing that makes people put things down. That would count for sure.
Command.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the command spell, that would be one.
Yep.
Would you consider hold person?
Probably. What is this? Throw up the description.
It
Basically,
paralyzes someone.
yeah, it pretty much just makes them freeze in place. Like I
Is it
legit,
a physical restraint or a like? What's the save for it?
it's a wisdom.
If it's a wisdom
saving
save,
throw.
then yeah, that would probably count.
Okay, yeah, because it's basically I'm magically making them stay in place.
Yeah. So that's not physical. It's not a con. save,
No,
a
it's nothing
wisdom
like
save.
no. It's legitimately
Yep.
magic. Like
That would be +1 to that.
and then blindness and deafness is basically I'm making them blind or deaf with magic.
Probably not on those.
Okay.
All right. So you guys have done your looting. What's your guys' plan? You guys have more
we should-
information. So a public execution happened. And do you believe it's whoever's kids got executed? I can tell you something that Elvin would know, but you might already know it and just be overlooking it. So it would be slightly metagamey if I told you, Elvin, but your character would know, but you might just not be thinking about it that way.
Okay.
So you can make the choice.
The thing that I would know?
Yeah.
I mean, if you know it in character, there's no reason not to know it out of character.
But it might change the way he's thinking about it. I'll just Game of Thrones. Imagine Game of Thrones.
Okay.
The what's his name's death. The original Eddard's death. Picture that as a scene. But
Oh, it was public. Okay.
But it was he did say in public. But instead of Eddard, it's just 3 kids.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't even need to metagame this because this actually goes immediately in what I was going to do next, which is, Alvin, if this was as public an event as Rolio was making it out to be, perhaps your incompetent gods have some record of it.
Except for all the records were burned.
Some record that's gone?
Oh.
Not a single thing from survived that was in the guardhouse.
Thank our large, grot-worshipping friend.
There.
Out of character. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, you've kind of
Dor-
dicked everybody over like 8 times because of this now.
Doro
great.
had a slight moment of remembrance that he was able to remember how many incidents occurred and what things were happening, and gave me the information he knew. But I don't have the exacts because all the reports are burnt. So any report that was on a crime is gone from the guardhouse. So if you're gonna look for anything, you would have to look either inside of the manor in the town, or the distant manor off in the distance. Those are the only 2 locations where record would be kept. Or you could go check. Oh wait, no, you couldn't check the slave place because that's completely destroyed as well.
Why don't we go to the mansion that's outside the town first? We have the Hydra and your wife guarding the one in the town, at least for now, so the odds of those records being manipulated with now are very slim to none. Meanwhile, we have no one out the other one.
They don't
Yes, I don't know who's
they
out
don't
there.
hear me.
Who knows
But
at this point?
they're missing the
I
easiest
need-
part.
I need
If
Because
time is of
public
the essence, we
execution,
should probably.
Who would better know
do it
who's being
sooner than later.
executed
I'm
than the
aware, but
executioner?
we can't. We have things have to be cleaned up here.
Well, then we have a few people stay. This
Yes.
mess,
This is a mess.
and then
Just board up the
rest-
door and be like, scheduled for demolition.
Oh wait, the door entering this place, did it swing outward or inward?
Inward.
Damn.
Why?
Because I could do the Morgan's Law and
Oh.
basically make a makeshift lock.
Yes, we need to clean things up. I need to have things cleaned
Well,
up.
I mean, you
here.
still could. Why couldn't you?
Don't I have to have sight of where I'm gonna put it?
There's
or if
windows.
I have an idea, and Jordy's gonna pull out a pen and paper, and he's gonna write something out. He's gonna hold it up, and it says, in what language do I know? Common, Dwarvish, Elvish. It says closed for renovation.
You know what? I like that.
You're just permanently sealing off the tower unless they break down the door with your spell.
Yeah. Well, even then, like, they'd have to still climb over the little wall.
Yeah. Well, it's a teeny little thing right now, I think, isn't it?
It's like it's 1.5 or something tall. Hang on.
We can do this for temporary means, but this place needs to be cleaned.
Well, it's a 1 foot by 2.5 foot wall. So basically, I could do it
Like a
Where it's 1
doorstop,
foot.
yeah.
Well, I could do it like a 1 foot wide and 2.5 feet tall wall, just like behind the door, is like a really heavy doorstop that's just never going to be removed.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, like right behind the door, like a doorstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If and the windows downstairs, they couldn't be like climbed through, right? They were just
Probably
basically-
not, but I mean, if you're only covering
Like-
a foot of the door, they could eventually break it down if they were determined.
Yeah, they could like destroy the door and then get around it somehow.
Yeah.
But that's not like it's not like them taking.
But it would be
the
hard,
most-
yeah. It would be like locking the door with a deadbolt.
Well, plus most would attack the center of the door, which if I do this right and put this little makeshift wall behind the door,
Well, it'd
they
have
could
to
easily
be-
hit the stone.
Well, it'd have to be hooked up to the ground.
We have.
Yeah,
it is-
it's still 2.5 feet high, meta. It's just 1 foot wide.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
so it could still like there's a chance they could still hit it, but it's more like The Shining where they're busting through the upper part of the door and going,
Probably, yeah.
"Here's Johnny."
Yeah, that's
So
accurate.
here's my proposal. We do this as a temporary solution. We come back after night falls, and then we remove the bodies when we won't have lingering eyes upon us.
That sounds more reasonable. And if you want to hold up your sign, I can at least do my magic to make a more stern deterrent from people trying to use the door.
6.
At least until we come back.
You guys,
Perfect.
by the way, are really close to the water. If that makes any difference.
Meta, we're not going to have any plans involving water. You know Party 1's reputation with
No,
any
it's
plans involving water.
Throwing
Feeding
bodies back to the water.
Yeah,
For the
that doesn't mean
Krakens.
Party 1 won't go swimming.
We should also still just wait to do that until at nightfall.
Nightfall, yeah.
And then we can take what time we have left of the day and investigate that area that you said hasn't been hit to see what we can discover there.
Callian
Yes.
says, come on, party one, think.
Yeah.
Can't we have Ikarath on our team?
Yeah, they get -2 to all wisdom checks.
I
Just
As
by
far
being in
as-
proximity.
we need to be careful though. We need to be careful about who we're dealing with. If it is true that this man witnessed the execution of all three of his children,
Right.
and this man is set up to transform into something, and we don't want him. We want to be careful about this.
Transform.
In magic school, we're taught about certain things. There's a type of undead that exists in this world called a revenant. It is formed from the spirit of vengeance of a person who witnessed a horrendous event in their life. This man could, if when he dies, could turn into a revenant, and it is no telling who he targets when he dies.
How do you
Eduardo
spell
will
that?
be his a revenant.
Yeah.
Revenant.
Okay, go ahead.
This creature will probably target Eduardo first, but it may go after you in the end, Jordy. And revenants are not an easy thing to destroy. They keep coming back unless they're killed a specific way.
And pray tell, what is this specific way?
Well, I look at
oh my
Thalrak.
god, this thing is crazy.
Thalrak, I think you're the only one who can get rid of it.
Why?
Something of a divine magic source wielding radiant energy is the only way to destroy it.
Alright. Well, let's go then.
So, again, handle this situation delicately, or we'll have a revenant on our hands.
Well, I mean, now you will.
I mean,
You had one job. Don't tell him about that.
I'm sorry, but that's the only thing in my mind because I have a character in another campaign who's being hunted by a revenant. So that's the only thing that's on my mind right now, and I have to say it.
Let's take an hour respite, and then we can make our way to investigate that portion of the city.
Well, I want to. Are we taking a respite in here? Can we please take a respite outside of
I
this
was gonna
place?
say we take a respite at the other mansion once we get there, but that's just my spiel.
We'll have to
That's a
spend the
long
entire
trip.
day to get there. We'll be out
Yeah.
of commission for this looking through the city if we decide to go to the other mansion.
Yes, and I still recommend we interrogate whoever.
Nobody's gonna ask where Ikarath thinks she should go.
Oh yes, Ikarath. What do you think?
I think I've got a date, mate.
What?
Yes, he's got a wait. You've got a date.
Yeah,
I forgot
Oh,
about
is it
that.
with one of Thalrak's children?
kind of. Yeah, she's a nice girl. I don't really know how it's gonna go, but like,
Balrak is just slowly
Yeah.
gonna turn his head
man,
towards
man, my
Ikarath.
word.
Thalrak, you didn't even say hi to them when they showed up in the city. You have no moments to judge.
You shut your poor mouth for 5 goddamn minutes. And he's gonna lean into Ikarath and just be like, look, I don't care. I really don't care if you're dating one of my quote-unquote kids, but you do me by the right, and you treat her like a goddamn queen. If I hear anything of disrespect, any harm that comes to her, or any emotional, physical damage that you have dealt to her, you will be personally meeting my hammer, and your face will be between it and the pavement. Do we understand each other?
I think so.
You
Hold
could-
up.
Wait,
You fucked a kraken, mate.
you should roll intimidation versus a wisdom
I just go
save.
on date.
You're right. You know what? Should do that intimidation check.
That'd be against a charisma save,
Charisma
actually.
save. Yep. 14 versus the charisma. Oh,
And I had a -1 too. I'm surprised I rolled that well, but I'll take it still, regardless.
so go ahead, Ikarath.
Ikarath just says, "Look, mate, I just rode the kraken here from the other city. I didn't fuck nobody. You're
I
the
didn't-
one who's got kraken
No.
kitties. That's
No.
rich. That's actually
No.
pretty rich."
No, that's the problem. I only rode the one into battle while we were both drunk and high off of drugs, okay? I didn't even do anything with her. She apparently
Oh,
pressed
so
those
that's
things.
what
with-
they call it now. That's what they call it now. That's what the kids call it now. Oh, got it. Yeah. No, I see how it is, mate. It's rough. I'm just. I
I'm
promised to go on a
trying
date
so
with her. I
hard
didn't
not to
promise
laugh
to.
now.
Callian says Thalarak, more like Dadrak, am I right?
I mean, yeah. He's embracing the kids' idea because, out of character, I have a plan for all of them.
Nice.
Listen,
I'll-
mate. I'll just say this: if I piss the kraken off, I'm more scared of the kraken than I am of you.
I mean, that's fair. You should be. And not just
Like,
them,
I don't know
but
if
their
you noticed,
mother,
but it's
too.
kind of bloody terrifying.
Yeah, but it's not just them, but their mother, too, because I guarantee you she'll hunt you down as well. And then she'll have me involved, and we'll all have a family blood sport with your blood.
Wait, Ikarath, you met their mother.
Yeah, I've met him. I've met her mom. I can't say she's really my style as far as kraken go, but you know, you do you, mate.
I've always wondered something. Other than opium, what do kraken eat?
One fish.
I think it's a more than that, but oh dear.
It's a kraken. Not a.
Look, it's a bloody big
Oh,
fish,
God.
alright, mate? Like, he's kind of like a human would eat one hamburger.
What the? Okay.
I just clipped that, and it's gonna be great. It's kind of like one human would eat one hamburger.
I wonder.
One fish!
I wonder if Kraken eat ducks.
Do they eat witches?
I think so. There's a bloke going around who he says quite a lot about ducks. I'm not really quite sure what his deal is, but he knows a lot, so maybe he would know if ducks float.
By the
'Cause
way,
Alvin's got to eat a duck,
By the way-
otherwise the dragon will ride him.
What did
Well,
you
I'm not
s-
quite sure what happens, because he is a dragon. It's
Wait.
confusing.
A dragon's going to ride me now.
Well, yeah, unless you eat a duck. Or you'll get elected. I'm not quite sure how it works, mate.
Why is a dragon riding me?
He was talking to
That's the part
Dora.
that confused me. That's the part that confused me. I'm not gonna lie. That mate, he knows a lot. Not super great at communicating it. Wait, do dragons float? Hold on. And Ikrath just starts counting on his fingers and muttering to himself.
Icarus, I thought you didn't know how math worked.
Are we going to step out of this place? Or
don't.
are we going to continue standing around here like a bunch of-
Yes, let's go.
Okay, but before Alvin leaves, I'm going to cast Disguise Self upon myself. So when I'm leaving, I look like one of the slave group.
All right. So what are you guys doing? How are you tracking down? What are you guys doing? I set you the scene. Think Game of Thrones, Eddard Starks.
I thought we were going to go to the mansion outside of the town.
I thought we were gonna use.
No, we're going to the mansion outside of town tomorrow because we have to come back here tonight, and that's a full day trip.
We're
Just
no,
searching,
gotcha.
we're searching through this area that hasn't been targeted.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
What are you searching for?
We could ask around, see if anyone knows of a strange man who lives there.
Or used to live there. Also,
Or is
you-
buried there. He might have faked his own death.
That's true. We may also want to see if Soul knows anything. We can either talk to Soul or then investigate that spot to start looking for information, something. Or we can go straight there and look around town. Perhaps somebody knows of the public execution.
I think we're going to take a rest at the mayor house, though, because
Oh,
Albert and I are pretty beat up.
yeah, if you guys want to take a rest there, I can talk to Soul there. It'll also allow me to drop my current disguised self out of the eyes of people.
You want anyone to tag along with you? Or?
For what?
Oh, Soul's here.
Soul's here.
Oh, alright.
You
Sorry,
hear
I can kinda get
giggling
dumb
and
of it.
thumping and crashing and general destruction.
I drop disguised self as I get up to here because of the fact that I don't want to walk in here since the Hydra might not recognize me, and I'm going to look inside the house.
Did you say you
Let's
opened the door?
Yeah, I open the door.
You just see Terry just going nuts as Miss Lippy's hopping around, and she's like hopping like a pony, just prancing and just destroying everything. And then as like there's destroying, she like goes back and you see her point her wand at it, her staff, and poof, cleans back up behind her, and it's just a constant cycle of things being destroyed and then completely put back together.
Remind me to make some place much bigger for Miss Lippy so that she can do this whenever she wants. Because this is obviously, if it wasn't for the fact that Terry's here, this would be an absolute destruction.
Hey, Alvin. Alvin. Hi.
Hmm?
Hey, Alvin.
G'day?
Real quick. Don't forget to make Miss Lippy a bigger place so that she can do this later and it doesn't cause as many problems.
I thank you so much, Inca. I greatly appreciate your input.
Yeah,
And,
no, it's like you tell me to do something, I'll remember it, I'll do it for you, mate. I got your back.
Okay. You guys, I don't know where you want to rest. Probably not anywhere too Probably not on the first floor at the moment. Unless you want to rest in either the kitchen or the dining room, you might be safe in there. Voltaire, if I remember correctly, there was a place out in the back that might be able to house your dog for the time being, but I don't remember. Your horse for the time being. I don't remember. I bloody hell.
Stop trying to eat Ikarath's hair.
I thought we got hay for him delivered.
Well, apparently Ikarath's hair might be a delicacy to him.
Ekarath, I would suggest staying on the second floor if you're going to be resting and all this during this time.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
Otherwise, the horse is going to eat your hair.
Like... Alright, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Wait, what horse is eating your hair?
A tornado.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go up to the second floor and I'm gonna cast message to Soul, who I know who's behind the door, and I'm like, "So I'm here. Can you please let me in?" It's Alvarak.
Goddamn motherfuckers! You're clunking and some stuff moving around, and you see her freaking dresser sliding across the room, and slowly the door opens. And she goes, "What?"
I'm sorry. I was just needed to ask you a question.
And
about a few months ago, a man who was under the employment of... Well, let's first start with this. A few months ago, just probably not too long after I left, 3 children were publicly executed.
yes, Rip's kids.
Rip's kids?
Yeah, this is a guy who worked for Eduardo. You know, it was every day street thug. Decided he was trying to get out of the life, and Eduardo wasn't having it.
Yes, that's what I've heard. So we believe it's Rip is the one who's killing everyone right now.
I can see that.
Do you remember anything about where he lived?
He goes, he used to live, and I gotta go. There we go.
Alright.
Right there. He used to live right there. But he hasn't been seen there since probably a week after they hung his kids.
Yes. Well, I greatly appreciate it. Sorry for the disturbance. I gotta solve this now and before things get out of hand. Thank you. That's all I really needed to know.
Alright, and he kind of closes the door in your face and starts sliding stuff back over.
Well, everyone else, if you have anything you need to do, Elred, you might want to roll some hit dice to heal, so that you're not riggedy wrecked.
Oh, how do you do that?
On your
So if
character
you go to your
you just click where it says hit dice, and it'll roll it like mine did.
you gain that much health back, so just add that back to your HP.
And you can roll as many hit dice as you want. You'll recover half of them on a long rest.
I will be right back.
Alright.
I'm sorry, I should say half of the total you'll recover on a long rest.
So you guys do your rest. That's 8 hours, so you're coming on the evening.
No. This is a short rest. That's 1 hour.
1 hour rest, and it's getting towards midday.
I would just like to point out that Ikarath really didn't need to take a rest right there, so he spent his whole rest reading the alchemy book he stole from downstairs.
Take 1 out of 100 points towards alchemy.
Ooh.
Tarek is just like, he's not injured or anything. He's just gonna kind of wander around a bit. Maybe make some food in the kitchen.
Alright. Roll survival. Oh, you make some Gordon Ramsay level food while you're in the kitchen.
Oh boy.
You make some Michelin star level food.
Master of the forge, master of the skillet.
And you and anybody else that eats it gets a D4 on their next D20 roll.
Ooh. I mean, I'll roll. Huh?
Said I'm in the dining room tower.
I mean, alright, if you're in there, thoughts be like, you want some?
Of course, it smells delicious.
Yeah, the smell of it's just wafting through the whole house. Even Miss Lippy's
Nah.
turned around and is like drooling.
Alric
Icarus
just
was
walks in.
thinking about chemicals and smelling and stuff like that, so when he smelled the good food, he came down.
Oh, Terry's hopping down and coming in.
No, this is my sandwich. No. Tarek had like one arm over the like second half of his sandwich. He made like a decently large sandwich. He's like hovering his one hand over the other half. And he already
Even
gave
the
one
horses are in
half.
the dining room.
Even after he gave like one half to Jordy, he's just like, no, this is mine half. He's like cautiously eating it. This is the breakfast incident all over again. They won't ruin this meal.
You know, I think you chose the wrong calling in life, Thalrak. Perhaps you should stay here and be Alvin's new chef, since the other one's a bucket of blood now.
Maybe that will be the retirement plan. Be a master of the forge in the kitchen.
Just get a forge put off to the side of the kitchen. Little bit of one, little bit of another.
Yes, maybe you should become a chef.
Dude, you could have your own TV show. Master of the forge, master of the kitchen.
No, that's too long to run off. Maybe fork and hammer.
That's great. That makes-
That's the retirement plan. Make a like a tavern blacksmith shop just called the fork
no,
and
you
hammer.
call it forked in fire.
God.
5 XP to meta.
Okay.
Oh my god. I'm putting that down. Retirement plans.
So there's only one half of the sandwich that Thalrak has and one half that Jordy has. Despite the great smells coming from the kitchen.
Alric just kind of shakes his head and asks, why did you decide to make a sandwich instead of something for everyone?
You all were asleep. I didn't expect you all to come down mid-res.
This is equivalent of getting your head caught in the cookie jar.
Let me ask you this, mate. How hard is it to just be like, I'm going to make a sandwich. Maybe I should make 2.
Everyone's just turning on Thalrak.
Here.
I didn't expect to be feeding an entire goddamn household with my food.
And a horse.
And a horse.
Also, the Hydra wants some.
Yeah, like, Miss Lippy sticks like one head. Like she's able to just get like one head through.
Tarek's gonna like just taunt everybody and give Miss Lippy just the smallest piece of like crust.
Oh, she takes it and she eats it, and you can take 1 Hydra point.
Yes! 1 Hydra point.
And she kind of bobs her head up and down happily.
Thalrak, how much do you value your hair?
Is that a threat?
Answer the question, dwarf.
Is that a threat?
I mean, he
Depends.
likes it enough to give his kids his hair.
Can we just take a brief moment here? Everybody can calm down. Can we all just celebrate the fact that Voltaire, despite his anger for the first time, referred to you as a dwarf and not as a battery?
I mean, I wasn't the battery, Elred was, but I still appreciate it.
I haven't been calling them only batteries.
guys be calling us short and shits?
No, I've known many dwarves.
Name 3.
Well, you've got Jimothy, Wimothy, Kimothy, Bob.
These names sound fake.
those are gnomes, you dumbass.
I don't know them.
Delric! Wait,
That's
wait.
racist.
Oh my god, gnomes don't really. Nobody thinks gnomes exist anymore. They're almost fairy tales.
Yeah, all the gnomes are dead, so they'd have to be dwarves. You guys are like the closest thing. Height-wise, at least. Unless you count goblins.
Or Terry.
Perhaps they were halflings.
They had very thick beards and accents. I think they may have been dwarves.
Now, are you discriminating and saying that halflings can't have beards?
I'm not! They had dwarven beards. Bob
I think it was a couple
female.
of goblins. I think it was a couple of goblins that had killed some dwarves recently. Just put the beards on.
What if it was krakens with beards?
That's a good point, actually. You can't judge someone their species by a beard anymore because apparently krakens have dwarf beards, and that's not something any of us saw coming.
Oh my gosh, that's it! I'm leaving, Tornado. You can eat some of Thalrak's hair if you'd like.
You can have tornado roll and attack. Just a straight.
Tharek's defending this. Is Thunder or is the horse making its way towards him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of just walking.
Okay, if it's doing like the casual walk where it's not lifting its legs very high, I'm just gonna cast more. Oh no, he shouldn't, because then that wouldn't work. No, okay, he's just watching the horse.
So yeah, roll an attack. Probably just a D20.
I guess. It's got a strength of 16.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I'm just using the official
That'd be
stat.
+3 then, right?
Yes.
Yeah, +3.
Yeah, +3.
If you eat my hair, I swear to God, I'll hit you with my hammer.
Still have that chloroform if you want it, Thalrak.
Want to use it for me? I'd appreciate it.
Oh, but it snaps out for your beard and it misses as you dodge back.
All right, stop it.
Woo!
Stop it. Stop it or I get Miss Lippy.
You try to make that hiker eat my horse, I'll rip your head off.
Don't have it try to eat my hair, you jag off.
Come on, Tornado.
Alvin, what are you doing while this is going on?
I'm just gonna laugh and go, just remember, mine is bigger than yours.
I'm just simply sitting in the office. I'm actually, for the first
Oh
time...
yeah, the bucket of blood's on the desk, by the way.
It's oh yeah, I would have it. I would set it to the side, and I'm probably in there because I have several books, just kind of writing some things down in a journal, as well as yeah, just writing things down in my journal and taking notes and just kind of going over references of what's going on in the city at the moment and trying to just for Alvin's sake of thought process, writing all the information down that he knows so far.
All right. So you guys have probably filled your short rest time. It's coming towards midday. What are you guys doing?
We would be getting ready to go and hunt for information in that area of town.
All right, Alvin, are you going to share anything with anybody?
What am I sharing with him?
Like, you know where he used to live?
Oh yeah. Oh right, that stuff.
Not gonna lie, I totally forgot that after that amazing dining room scene.
It was a fantastic dining room scene. You are not wrong. It was great. That's why I was kind of prompting. Oh no, no. That's why I was shh. Kind of prompting. My phone is breaking things.
Tacos.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
There we go. I fixed it.
I just hear Robert Downey Jr. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
So, anyways, yeah, that yellow mark is where he used to live.
I have.
Well, hold on here. When Alvin tells us the name, would I recognize the name?
Yeah, he was a street level guy. He wasn't anything special.
Rip was one of the. Was the man who in question.
But he was definitely
What?
in the employ of Eduardo. He was part of the family. Hey.
What's his last name? I like killing people.
don't know.
What is his last name? I think he actually has one. Give me a
You
second.
showed it to us on the screen. I thought it was like Jack, the hash slinging slasher, the Ripper.
I think that sounds. I just gotta find. There's so many of these maps.
It's Jack the Ripper in the end. So
Where is he? Rip the hash slinging slasher.
Rip the hash slinging slasher.
Jones.
Jones. Rip Jones. That's his name.
You know, I actually think I knew his kids once upon a time.
Oh, the ones that got murdered.
Yeah.
The ones that
Still
were
macabre,
hanged
ain't
in
it?
the street. For everyone to see.
Elvin, what's up?
Albert just rolls his eyes and starts walking away.
Oh, hello, Doro.
Did you
Sure you'll
find
get
the
up next
murderer?
Nope, still looking.
Sure you'll lean into Icarus and say, "Hey, didn't you say your krakens eat ducks?"
Yeah, they do, in case they're witches, I think. But there's only
What
one
about
duck.
witches?
Is it just
No.
me?
Comes over the duck witches thing again.
Oh, this is really hushed tones, but I'll say to Icarus, "Is it just me? Or is Doro a duck?"
Does he float?
I'm pretty sure he does. You have to
Oh
float.
my
if you're-
god. He rides dragons then, and this isn't good, mate. If he gets elected, then Alvin has to ride a dragon. Wait. No, hold on.
Alvin, are you riding a dragon? Are you? Can you fly?
This is all private conversation. You guys aren't hearing this.
Oh,
Like,
I thought
Doro-
Icarus was being loud, but if he's being quiet, okay.
Yeah, no, Jordy's whispering to him, so he'll be like, wait. Does
Okay.
that mean... I think... Hey, everybody! I think we should probably go down to the beach real quick. Try throwing bread at him.
He'll pull some crumbs off of his glove from the sandwich and toss it at Doro.
Doro just kind of flinching and hey! What was that for?
Oh my god, he's onto us. Run! And Icarus takes off running for the docks.
Okay.
What the hell? I don't sure.
Just don't worry about it.
Doro takes off running after Icarus.
Huh.
I'm gonna follow behind the two of them.
Okay, when Icarus gets to the beach or the docks,
Uh-huh.
he's going to immediately start shouting for Thaddy, like he needs help.
She comes up to the surface.
And he looks and sees Doro running up behind him, and he straight up panics and he goes, "Catch me!" and he jumps for Thaddy.
Dex. Oh no, acrobatics. Okay, so
Hey.
you leap out and you just like full extend, and Thaddy like propels herself out of the water, and you just land deftly kind of on her back, like Free Willy style moment, as she goes crashing back into the water with you on her back. With a big whoosh.
And Icarus, as soon as they're underwater, he goes, "You gotta eat that one. He's the duck. Get him!" And he points Doro out.
Voltaire, Tharic, do you know anything about those three running off?
I think they're trying to talk to. You know, I knew someone who talked to animals but couldn't understand. I think he knew someone named Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Oh yeah.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
As soon as I heard Jeremiah, I knew
I
it was
knew
coming.
it. I knew it.
No. God damn it.
So, as Doro and I approach the edge of the docks, we've seen Igrath and the Kraken Igrath jumped in and the Kraken took him under.
Yep.
He's gonna say to Doro, "Doro, I think he's drowning. He needs your help. I can't swim. Save him."
Doro, I can't swim either.
And Doro's gonna just
Get
gently put-
Alvin.
I didn't follow in this situation.
He's running back. I gotta get
No, no, no.
Alvin.
No, as soon as I said that, I was pushing him into the water.
Oh. Unarmed.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Hold on.
That's
a
that nice food from Thalrak there.
It was more like a gentle push because I was telling him, "Go save him."
Yeah, he does not make a go throw, and he falls into the water. And Thaddy grabs onto him. Ikarath, you're still on though, but remember you get double the time.
You know what? If we're doing this, if we're killing this duck, I will go into aquatic form simply so that I can see this through all the way to the end.
Oh, okay. Doro is about to break free unless you're able to stop him.
Oh my god.
I mean, how do you want me to try to stop him? I can grab him. I can grapple him.
Yeah, you can try and do that.
Okay. Would that just be like a straight dex?
Grapple is strength.
Strength. Oh no, he breaks free and he goes to attack you. You're still pretty far underwater, but he misses. You get to go?
Well, now that he's attacking me back, I assume that yeah, he is definitely a duck at this point.
Okay.
So I think. See, we're underground or underwater. I'm gonna try to hit him with shocking grasp.
Okay. Roll double damage and take half of the double to yourself.
Oh damn!
So 16 damage to Doro, 8 damage to you. And oh, he is shocked into paralysis, and you know Thaddy pulls him down even more, wanting to help you and save your life, apparently. And Doro drowns.
Ikarath will say, yeah, I've heard duck tastes pretty good. You guys can have that for a snack if you want.
Yeah, Doro's body pops to the surface and is, you know, floating in the bay.
Ikarath jumps out of the water and lands next to Jordy and says, "Got the duck."
So remember we were talking about how ducks float? Look over there. Perhaps Thaddy should take him under the water and finish consuming him.
Oh my god, he is a duck! He's floating! We gotta warn Alvin about the dragon.
But let's have the Kraken deal with Doro first.
And Doro's just
Thaddy!
floating dead over here.
Daddy!
Maybe we should go check out what they're doing.
Maybe.
Ikarath will ask Thaddy to take Doro's body somewhere where it'll never be seen again.
Okay, she pops underneath the water with all 4 of them. All 3 of them, rather. And Doro is gone.
Hello.
And when Alvin gets there, Ikrath looks unreasonably pleased with himself, and he says, "Don't worry, you don't have to get elected to ride a dragon anymore."
This story gets more and more convoluted every time we bring this up to me. What?
Well, the best part is that there's no more ducks. There was only one, and we got him. You're
Where's
safe
the
now.
idiot?
You got a duck. We don't have time for the ducks. Well done on getting the duck.
That's what I'm saying. Is it? Of course, we don't have time for the ducks. Ducks aren't real anymore. They don't exist.
Over, where's Doro?
Oh, I'm not sure what Doro is. I think he went off towards the guardhouse because he saw Ikrath dive in the water. He was looking for somebody who can swim to save him. But Ikrath can swim fine. I didn't quite understand his logic.
I can swim. I can't float.
I'm not sure I
I'm not.
believe you.
No, trust me. If Cyrus were here, he would tell you I do not float.
I'm talking to you, Icarus. I'm talking to Jodiel.
Well, I mean, you're always
Oh, I don't
suspect
know
of
if
me.
Jodiel
but I
can
am
float.
telling you the truth.
What's going on?
We could check the guardhouse.
PGA Mexican saw all this go down.
Oh yes, one of Alvarak's barrackmen. What happened?
The coke addict jumped out. The Kraken caught him midair and then submerged. They were down there for quite a while. Then the edgy guy over there pushed the stupid one into the water. And
That
then
is
the
a blast.
Kraken
I did.
the
I think
Kraken
he
grabbed
jumped out of the grave.
the stupid one and dragged him under until he drowned.
Jodiel?
They
That
did not.
made my day! Thank you so much!
Hold on. Are you all telling me?
The idiots finally kicked the bucket!
So what you're telling me out of character, you're totally fine with an idiot killed in cold blood, but slavers.
Who, to be fair, did help in the defense of the city.
Yeah.
He's been nothing but helpful. He's not good, but he has been trying to be helpful.
Doro hit Voltaire a lot and really hurt
Well, to be fair, Voltaire was kind of being a dick to him.
Now, let me be clear. Let me be clear. I did not push him forcefully. I just said, "Hey, Icarus in the water. He might be drowning." And I put my hand on his back, and then he just happened to fall in. What happened
No, I
after
don't
that is
believe-
completely not my fault.
I don't believe a word of that guy's story. It was just me and Jordy here. There was no coke addict.
Okay. So, hold on. What you're telling me?
I didn't say nothing except I don't believe that guy's story. That's all I said.
No, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight now. Thank you, PJ Mexican, for the information. It's greatly appreciated. So you're telling me you all keep running out here, and Icarus jumps into the water and Thaddy catches him. Alright, that makes sense. Then Doro and Jordeo get to the water, and Doro gets pushed into the water gently.
It wasn't really even a push. My hand was just on his back, and I said, "Hey, Icarus under the water. He's been under for a while." And then he was in the water.
You pushing him to the water makes sense. Though I'm not sure if he knows how to swim, so that might have led to a problem there.
He tried to
Explain
hit
it.
me while we was under there.
And now you're saying he's a duck, aka a witch, which involves
Not a duck, mate. He's the duck. There's only one.
the duck, aka a witch that is Highlander duck. Doro the Highlander duck. How lovely. Okay,
Who knew Doro was gonna die today? Not me.
so you guys are lying to Alvin in the end. So for him to be less aggravated with you, I want you guys to either roll deception against me, against my insight. Okay.
Oh, that's a big oof.
Oh,
Alvin's bad dice coming up clutch.
Oh my god.
This is just like the secret that everybody keeps from Thalrak.
So Jordy's gonna put his hand on Alvin's shoulder and say, "You know,
Oh!
you should know that Doro died a hero trying to save Ikarath."
He's just standing there looking at Jordy like,
didn't he died a duck trying to make Alvin lose the election?
Please.
Look, I don't see a dragon. This is a good thing.
Oh. You know what?
Although I would like to meet this coke addict.
I think
I've got something to tell him, if you know what I mean.
I think he was talking about you.
I prestidigitate a mirror in my hand and point it and hold it up to Ikarath's face.
And Ikarath is still in aquatic form, so he looks at it and he goes, God, he looks hideous! I'll bet he does coke because of the way he looks!
I can just walk up
With
to
a god
Jordy.
like that, I do coke too!
Oh, okay. You know what? We need to focus on the assassinations.
Yes, so. Well, we were
It
just
is,
told
it
of
is
one.
quite the unfortunate sight to hear that Doro has died and
In what
possibly
way?
was a half assassin, half protector of the city. He's very convoluted. I didn't even understand this about him. But now we really do need to focus on the other problem with Rip. So
And
you
Alvin's
tried
not
to
even
pop it
gonna
a couple
shed a
times.
tear for Doro.
I will have my condolences and make
Or
a
how
gravestone
about
for
explaining
him.
it to Rashak?
You know, Rashak can. I don't give a damn.
Rashak will move on.
Alright, where are we going?
I was trying to say something a couple times.
Yeah, Thalrak's just looking up at Jordy the entire time as like Alvin doesn't catch on the lie. But Thalrak's just like, I know what you did.
I know you do.
Why?
And Ikarath is just like, damn, that man's ugly.
Are we done with looking at public service? Let's go.
Yeah. We can address this later on without Alvin. And for now, let's focus on the assassin.
Alright, so you guys show up at the house.
Thalrak's just gonna whisper to Jordy like, why did you do that to poor Doro?
In all fairness, it was the Krakens who did it to him.
But you put him in the water.
Oh
Well, yeah, that's where the Kraken are.
You guys got
Look,
so
it-
lucky with my ridiculously low roll on that one.
I'll be honest, I had a few reasons for doing it. One of which was to make Voltaire happy, because he's been very angry at me lately. And the second is because have you ever spoken to that man? My goodness. He makes Ikarath look like a genius.
Yeah, the whole Duck Witches thing is a little off, to be honest. You know, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I know you're an assassin. It's your thing to kill, but goddamn, man.
Indiscriminate with it. I tried.
You're an equal opportunity murderer. I get it.
try to keep it to those who are deserving. My definition of deserving just happens to differ from some others.
The scale shifts according to the situation. I got it.
Okay, we arrive.
Yes, you are at the house.
Alvin is standing on rocks right now.
Alvin is like trying to look over all of his notes in his book that involve Doro, and like and the last thing I've written down for Doro now that he's deceased is Doro was playing dumb ? Because of my bad insight roll.
Ikaraf sees that in your notebooks as you're looking. He says, "No, there's a typo there. It's Dora was playing duck."
Then let's try the door.
He hasn't lived here for the last.
At least check if it's unlocked before we try to break the lock or break it down.
Well, there might be someone else living here already. But here,
Doesn't
I'll-
matter.
I'll try to open the door.
Or he puts his hand on the door and tries to turn the handle.
It's locked.
All right, stand back.
Hold
No,
on.
Just let the man do his.
Alvin, do you want
Ikaraf
us
knocks
to go?
on the door.
Who is it?
Hello, is anyone?
It's
around?
us.
Who's us?
This is Alvarak. Alvin, as everyone calls me.
The one who's the temporary mayor and married the lolly.
Why does everyone always equate me to that? Yes.
Why are you here?
A murderer used to live here.
You shut up.
A
This
murderer?
is not nice. We're
You have
trying
to
to
check
figure
the
out
mayor's house for one of those.
Wait, you gotta check what? We're trying to look up for the information currently about Rip.
Why are you looking for Rip?
Yes. A lot of people are dying around the town, almost 50 incidents at this point, and this is his last known place of residence that he was before his...
You mean before the
his
children were
children.
murdered?
I am aware
By
of
the
that.
mayor!
Not me, the old man. He's...
One mayor's as bad as another.
I have no reason to... What was done to him was unjust, I can tell you that right now, and I don't believe in the last mayor's use of power. He was a fool, an idiot, and was in the pocket of Eduardo, and I don't like Eduardo, and he didn't like me. We just want to figure out information before things get too far out of hand.
If I may, ma'am, what's your name?
Brilliant. My name's Brilliant.
Brilliant, that's a lovely name. We are only here because we are trying to prevent more murder. Do you mind if we speak with you for a couple minutes? Do you mind opening the door so we can actually see you?
Persuasion? She lets you in.
Oh, thank you kindly, ma'am.
Why are you looking for my husband, or late husband, I would assume at this point?
He's not dead. I would like to rather talk to him before... I wouldn't want to kill him outright. I'd prefer to talk to him in the end. Because what was done to him was absolutely wrong. Wanting to just leave the city and because of that was punished. Simply it's trying to follow the trails of a man who's able to disappear far before any of us are able to keep track of him.
Don't ask me. I saw him just one last time. He was
guessing
soaking wet, and the moon was. There was no moon.
No moon.
I think so. Anyways, which one's the one? Full moon is high tide, right?
That sounds right. I can double check.
And then no moon would be low tide.
It'd be considerably low.
Yeah.
Tide
So,
is high.
yeah. So the night with no moon, it was drenched and wet, and told me to come with him, and I wouldn't.
When was the last new moon? Was this the last new moon?
It would have been like the first new moon after the execution. So it would have been at least a week out from there. So let's say 2 weeks. Say 2 weeks from the date of the murder. Or date of the hangings.
Well, he was drenched and asking you to come with him.
Oh god, Meta turned him into a revenant because Alvin opened his mouth.
Yep. So he's probably after killing everyone who's done him wrong.
Great.
You guys jump to so many
Are the-
conclusions. I love how you make things and you believe what things are.
How tall are the ceilings?
I don't know. 6 foot.
6 foot? I'm ducking in here.
Oh god! Why are your ceilings so low?
I'm poor.
Oh my gosh! I feel like I need to punch a hole in the roof.
Punch a hole in the roof.
I was just chuckling, knowing this sounds like a tall person problem. This is
Yes, it is.
About 8 foot tall. I'm hunching down 2 feet.
Yeah, I feel very bad for you, Voltaire. I'm only 6'4", so I only have to hunch down a little bit.
why don't you go wait outside?
He's being 5'8".
Oh gosh! Oh, back.
5'2".
Well, so you haven't seen him. That's almost several months that you haven't seen him then.
Mm-hmm.
That puts a massive gap between information here.
Well, let's start with this. Do you know of any places other than his home, obviously, because he's not here, where he might spend his time?
All I know is that his territory was over by the tail end of the docks near the insane asylum.
That was
So-
his territory.
Yeah, because there's 2 sets of docks. There's the docks in like where the bazaar of trading things is,
Yeah.
and then there's the other docks across the southern wall of the city.
And so now the pieces come together. It makes sense that he wouldn't target anyone in this area due to his dear wife being here. This is at home. Having fun out there, Voltaire.
I just picture Voltaire peering in from a window at this point, like, just hand up pressed against the glass. Let me in.
I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed.
Yeah, he's just trying to like look into the window, maybe see if he can break it open with something.
Don't break open the bloody window!
I'm too tall for this small house.
That's why you're outside.
Well, so he used to be over by the insane asylum. That was his location.
Mm-hmm. He
Hmm.
controlled the docks near the insane asylum. That's kind of where he did his collection route for Eduardo.
No. Yeah, that makes sense.
Alvin, are you aware of any abandoned buildings in that area?
Abandoned buildings.
I'm just
Are
trying
there
to think of where he might. I'm asking. Do you know if there are any abandoned buildings in that area where he might hide out?
That's why I'm asking Meta.
I mean, there's abandoned buildings, but you wouldn't know like if any of them were gonna be a hideout.
That's true.
Right. Well, I'm just asking in general abandoned buildings that could theoretically be a place that he could choose to hide out. Which
It
would
would
be-
it would be unlikely.
There's not to be certain, but it might be a place to start looking for information, asking people around that area about the current incidents. At this point, we're at the information gathering phase. We may not. It's just getting ourselves a step closer to the situation. To be honest, this is as close as I ever got before the murder. I won't say it. Never mind. So let's see. This is more information than a lot of information. It's good to find steps that we can take, places to look. It's worse when we run into a cold dead end and we have absolutely nothing to worry about. Is there anything else you might be able to you might know, Brilia?
All I know is that I couldn't come with them. After what had happened, I couldn't run away.
No.
He just stank
No.
of the sea when he came to see me too.
Ikaroth,
Aye.
how friendly are you with Tharax kids?
Friendly enough to date him, I suppose.
We might need to.
Not Marco, though. Marco's got problems.
Oh, fair enough. We might need your assistance to speak with them. Possibly ask them to start looking around in the nearby areas. Possibly a distance away from this town to see if there's any indications of a man wandering about here. Because if it has something to do with the sea, that would lead us to believe. We can obviously ask them on the process of getting towards the docks after. Because we have to go to the docks to look up the location where Rip was near the insane asylum. So we might need to. We should probably speak to your Krakens while we're there. To see
That's
if
fair
they'll-
enough. I can see if they're around.
to keep an eye out for him. Really, the person we've been running to wears a mask at the moment. Can you give us a description of what your husband looks like before all of this?
Yeah, the description before would look like this guy, but not a complete edgelord.
Where?
Who?
Okay, so at least
Like an
just not
average
edgelord.
man,
Okay.
average pirate man.
Well,
So Elred is slowly sneaking back to see if he can hear anything through the doors.
Roll perception. You hear nothing.
I could I roll an insight check on Brilia?
Sure.
Okay.
What are you trying to incite?
Just kind of seeing like how is she telling all of the? Is there parts where she's like fidgeting and making it look like she's not?
No,
Telling
she's
the full
telling you the
truth.
truth as far as she
Okay,
knows it.
I assume. I assume that's the case scenario. To be honest, if it was I had a feeling that she wouldn't have let me in the end if she had more to hide from us. Well, I can never undo what they did, Miss Brilia, but I hope that if your husband still is alive, that it doesn't come down to the moment of me having to kill him. What was done to you and your family and him as well was unjust. And there's nothing I can do to undo it, but I hope that hopefully I can make some amends to the past that you
If
experienced.
it was Rip, give him a pardon. Give him a second chance.
If he will listen to me, I will give him a pardon. But I need to know the extent of what he has done, just for my own knowledge. Due to the fact that
You know as well as I,
Most of the
he hasn't
records
been
were
in
burned.
contact since then.
no,
The murders are public record.
the public record if it wasn't for someone burning down the entirety of the guardhouse.
Again, I'm sorry.
You sure they weren't the killer?
Who?
The person who burned all the records of the murder?
No, not due to the fact. No, I don't believe so. Due to the fact that, the person only arrived in the town 5 days ago.
But how do you know they weren't around before then?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure someone would have seen a man with a massive great sword lumbering about in heavy, what was it, half plate armor? throughout the
Well, no, it was splint armor, but it was black splint armor on the way in, and then it was
Yeah.
the gold armor on the way out.
Pretty sure that people would recognize a man walking around the town with black splint mail armor carrying a massive great sword.
It also
Um,
helps that he arrived at the same time we did,
Yeah, he did show up at the same time as I
because
did.
we traveled with him here.
It was
from
more of the.
Kendall.
It's more of the factor that it wasn't until after he left that I found out he burned down the guardhouse. So yeah, that was a strange thing to come upon.
What kind of
Trust
company
me.
do you keep?
I don't know. I thought I kept better.
Well, if it helps, he did help us protect the city from those monsters who were attacking.
That is true, and I think he did this before his redemption, as he was killed during the assault, and was resurrected by a god to change his ways for
Like
the
Great
better,
Guardsman Doro, who defended the city at great peril to himself?
So... I don't think.
No, this is not what we're talking about, because Cyrus wasn't a god, at least not here.
No, Great Guardsman Doro.
The person who died and was resurrected was Cyrus. Doro did. I don't know what Doro.
Doro fought the giant thing too.
That is true.
And he was the only guardsman who did. He got a little bit of a reputation.
And then Ferdinand was also on the crossbow.
Yeah,
the
Ferdinand,
ballista
yeah.
shooting.
Well, but he was a mercenary, not a guardsman.
That's true.
Yep.
Yes, it turns, from what I've heard, it sounded like Doro was attempting to kill me, but that was news and a half.
What? Oh, is this your interpretation of the duck dragon?
Yes,
Okay.
because it's too convoluted for Alvin to understand at this point. I rolled
I
a
couldn't
2.
believe it out of Doro. He loved you so much. Everybody
Right?
knew that.
It's
He
one of
looked
those
at you
things-
as the father that he never had.
It's one of those things where he had but he did have his.
Yeah, a father that beat him.
That's true.
You were
It's
more
not
of
a
a
great
father to Doro than his biological father ever was.
I'm pretty
Is this back door unlocked?
Yeah. Except for it's not it's a gate and there's a horse.
Yeah, but it is under the whole a horse. Yeah, but it is the whole factor that I think I was younger than Doro in the end. That's the strange thing.
It doesn't matter. You know he never grew up past 8.
That's true. Didn't have the mental capacity.
Oh, Goji, make a deck save.
Um,
Oh, Goji, you jump out of the pen real quickly as it goes to kick you in the chest with its rear legs.
Rude donkey.
well, thank you so much for your time, Brulia. Do let me know if there's anything I can do to help you.
Like I said, just send him home to me.
I'll try my best.
Alright, so let's flip back to the city. So his territory was on the map like that.
Okay.
So, what did she tell you?
Rip used to run, basically collect near the docks over by the insane asylum. That was his territory. She didn't know too much about him. She only had contact with him only about 2 weeks after the execution, so...
Does she want anything from you?
No? She didn't want anything from me.
Alrighty.
She wants us to try our best to bring Rip back to her. Alive.
How many incidents were there of the blood buckets?
Almost 50.
I think he's past pardoning, my friend.
Well, I have a feeling that who he's killed has been members of Eduardo.
It doesn't matter at that point.
I know
People have suffered due to his actions. He suffered as well, but
it's one of those
at some
things.
point you've got to use your judgment.
I am aware of this.
Yo, thanks for the subscription, Buzz.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can use that today.
But it falls under the understanding that if he was... Again, we have to be careful in this situation. I'm aware, Voltaire, that he is guilty of this murder and most likely deserves either the punishment of a murder, which is death themselves, or...
But then again, you did just let Jordy and Ellery get away with 9
Yeah,
murders.
that's the whole thing. 9 murders. I need to understand. I need to speak with him.
This
My judgment will come after this.
This city is slowly tearing Alvin down, moral compass down.
Hopefully, what my little emote there, it brings some hope back. That was the note
Truly,
I
I
left.
know this is a little consolation, but given the cruelty shown to your family by Eduardo, hopefully us working on this diligent can bring you some peace of mind, and hopefully this can cover some of the lost income from the loss of your husband and help your situation, including a pouch with 73 gold. Yeah, that's helpful.
Already doing penance. Giving charity.
I will take your words into consideration, Voltaire. I understand that he needs to pay for his crimes. Do not think that that I will not see this to the end.
Yes, I understand that you will. You need to make the final call.
I know.
Alvin's got such the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Well, Alvin knew that this was going to come in the end.
I didn't.
I wasn't expecting the death of Doro. I'm gonna be honest here.
Neither was I.
I was expecting Alvin to be a little bit more upset, a lot more upset about it. But due to the fact that you guys tricked him. He's
Elvin's floundering.
yeah.
And he's got to
I'll-
justify the murders of Eduardo's followers, which is what Jordy and Elrid just did, and he just had to hand wave. And then this guy doing the same thing for really good reasons.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where Alvin is trying to so consider this. Alvin is, because you guys convinced him, Alvin thinks that the person he's been working and teaching for the last 5 years was going to kill him now.
Yep.
Go Ikarat.
So
If Doro's body hadn't been taken away by the Krakens, Tharak would have actually tried to do Revivify on him.
yeah.
But they took the body away, so...
Because of Icarath.
As a player, I didn't like Doro that much because he was hard to deal with. But as Alvin was very much is distraught at the moment, and I don't know how much more Alvin can take right now.
Yeah.
Tharak just thought he was heavily weird, but thought with like the right guidance he might get better. Him being killed is not sitting right with him, but the repercussions of that will come later. Because he's got to dwell on this, especially with the idea of maybe he was trying to plot against Alvin.
So Terry comes up, by the way, because she's found you. She's been looking for you. And she just looks at you and says, something's happened.
Boy, here we go.
Does something happen when you have a Hydra around?
Doro's dead.
Oh, we know that part.
Yes,
So you know.
I know that Doro's dead.
And she goes up to give you a hug.
Thank you for that. But, as standing mayor and investigator of this city, I can't stop until I figure out what's happening with Rip.
Be careful.
I think I'll be fine, Terry. I've had snakes shot through my chest and I survived that.
How about a lot of magic missiles?
A lot of magic missiles. I haven't had that happen to me just yet, but
No, don't worry. Elred and I have that covered for you.
okay, fair enough.
And Smoothie's walking along.
Hello, Smoothie. How are you?
Alvin continues patrolling. Like she just nods.
Yeah, Smoothie. By the way,
Yes.
I'll show like the map to Smoothie. This area seems to be the safe zone as I draw the circle onto the map. Show the circle on the map. It seems that this is an area he doesn't target. So we may not see anyone around here. Though it would be best to have at least one of you around here just keeping an eye.
Alright. I'll make sure Witch Duck Assassin keeps this area.
Alright. Thank you very much. Keep up the good
That
work.
name. So proud of that name.
And Terry's going back to Miss Lippy.
Well,
Emotional support waifu.
For now, everyone, let us make our way down to the docks near the insane asylum. See what information we can dig up there. Little to discover, but whatever we can find is better than nothing.
Alright, so what are you doing while there?
Well, because my records of the incidents are lacking, I'd probably be going around to the doors asking people if what information they know on all the incidents, how many houses in this area have been hit, and if they've seen anybody who looks the description of Rip.
Nobody seen anybody matching that description around here since he left, since he went missing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
She said he was drenched, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's why we need the
Stunk of
assistant.
the sea, specifically.
That's why I have a thought process is that we might need the Krakens to look around for maybe, dare I say it, underwater cave or distant shores that he might be coming from. Whatever
Pretty
this man is capable
good
of, he's
swimmer.
able to get across this ocean. That's what my thought. He must have some sort of magical capability to get him through this water.
We could probably look up and down the docks for some kind of evidence of something. Since just the logic being that he came out of the water, it would make sense that he
What
would come
time
out.
is it?
You tell us. We were there at midday.
Midday was when we started. We finished up our short rest and then made our way over.
Okay,
No,
it's,
and then
it's still like
went to the docks.
3 o'clock, maybe 4
Okay.
o'clock tops, and no, you don't see anything.
Is there? As far as incidents go, the people that I go up and talk to, do they give me any information about what happened in this area? Like as far as the bucket incidents?
There's been a few scattered about here and there.
Okay.
None super close to. I think the way if roll 4 persuasions.
4 persuasions?
Yep.
Okay.
That modifier is disgusting.
That is a disgusting modifier.
Expertise in persuasion plus an additional 1.
All right, so that area,
That area?
that area, there are none.
None. All right.
Probably like there.
Okay.
And then it's assumed out onto the docks because there's not houses.
There's no
You know-
houses out there.
Perhaps since we're already close by, we should check out the insane asylum. I can't imagine people would think much of people going on about a masked man when they're surrounded by crazy people.
That is a thought. It's not the worst idea. It's something to work with. Oh, wait. Jordy, do you think she's there?
Oh, I have no doubt.
Oh,
Either that or she's long since killed herself. I couldn't tell you which.
gruesome to think that, but all right. Does anyone else have any thought process that might take us on a different direction? Otherwise, we'll go check with the insane asylum.
I honestly got nothing.
Since we're closed, we might as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that you don't have a great thought process, but Ikarath, do you have any ideas? Sometimes the ideas coming from the least likely place are the ones that have merit in situations with no ground.
I gotta be honest, I just find it kind of suspicious that the woman whose children got killed is just living on without anybody. She's just like, it's just sad, that's all.
Yes, it is, and that's why I hope to rectify the situation in some way. But yes, let's head to the insane asylum and see if there's any incidents of people talking about a person in a mask.
All right. So there's the person up front, the receptionist. How can I help you?
Oh,
Have you had any of the people here, like, you know, the ones that you have committed into this place, have anyone started talking about a man in a mask recently?
We're not allowed to share information about the patients with you.
Huh?
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
Doctor-patient care.
This is very important.
That's true. No, I understand that. Fair enough.
You're insane. What do they care?
Insane people are people too.
No, they're insane. They're still people altogether.
We need information, though. He's the mayor.
I'm not the mayor. I'm the mayor. I'm temporary mayor.
That still gives you some privilege, Ulfarak.
I don't think that buys you any privilege in this town, to be honest.
Honestly, it probably gets you more death threats than anything else, but
See, that's what I took the blood bucket showing up in my door as at first, but that wasn't the case in the end.
Oh, come on. You're gonna tell me that woman's not going to hear him say blood bucket showing up at his door and not immediately think he's crazy?
Ethel just doesn't care. This is her job.
Where's Ikarath?
Are you gonna have him committed?
Where is Icarus?
He's just standing there, listening.
He's with us.
Alright, and I sort of grab Ikarath and just sort of move him up. This is our insane friend Ikarath. I think he's a drug addict as well. Can we have him committed?
What the?
That's a lot of paperwork. And she flips a sign that says back in 15, and then she just kicks her legs up and starts reading a book.
I like her. She's good at this stuff.
I sent message
give
about
us-
here. What's the purpose of this?
We can try to. It might be a very low, high risk game, but we could try to have Ikarath get information.
Why would you? Okay.
What's the food like here?
It's delicious.
Mostly gelatin.
Did she hand us like a clipboard or something?
No, she is on break.
Oh dang it!
Look, man, I'll be honest with you. I've been committed a few times. It's never as much fun as it seems like. It's mostly just lazing around and being near creepy people.
Yes,
and
but
then
we're going-
sometimes you pretend like you're a creepy person and it doesn't do anything. And then in the end, you have to burn the whole place down. It causes problems for other people. And it's just like,
Wait,
maybe it's
what?
not worth the hassle.
Ikarath,
Oh yeah, the last
we
institution
should
I was committed to, I ended up burning down because, well, they made the bars out of metal, but they made the house out of wood.
Yeah, come on, Ikarath. Let's come outside. for a
You
second.
know what burns? It's not iron. I'll give you that hit.
Witches?
Well, I mean, if you set them on fire, but technically, if you set
No, witches
anything
can
on fire,
hang.
it burns.
Set anyone on fire and they burned.
Well, no, witches burn because they're made of wood. And wood
Just like
floats.
that.
But so does everyone else.
Then everyone's
Therefore,
witches?
everyone's made of wood and everyone's a witch. Ta-da! Case closed.
Well, no,
I'm
not
trying-
everyone's a witch because there is only one duck.
Yes, that's right.
That's
Now, let's come outside for a second, Ikarath, please.
Ikarath will go.
Alright, now, Ikarath, I'm going to need to be very serious with you. We're trying to get you committed there only temporarily so you can ask some of the other patients if they've seen a man in a mask. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that, but like, you're either gonna have to come and get me out, or I'll probably find something that I can set on fire. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This plan has been tried before. It does not go very well. My old boss gave me an earful of it, and so like, I need your word right now that whatever happens, you don't yell at me unless I murder more than 4 people.
Sure, we'll try.
Alvin, do you hear
Come
this?
back and try to get you
All right,
out.
the limit's 3 then. Let's go get me committed.
No, those two are outside. We wouldn't hear those.
Oh.
Alrighty, and I just so
Icarus
again.
barges back in, and he
Go ahead, Ikarath.
Icarus barges back in. He goes, "Oh, look out! My stick's made of snakes!" And he tosses his staff of snakes on the ground and activates it.
Oh no. Oh no. There's a snake.
There's a single snake.
See, a crazy person would think that it's made of snakes, plural, but there's only one, so obviously I need to be committed.
She just looks at you, I don't have time for this shit, and she pulls the shutters on the booth.
We need our insane friend in here. I don't trust.
That's just rude.
All right, fine. Overak, like I don't know, use your shadow spell or something. Let's just try to get in anyway.
Excuse me, what?
Let's break in if we can't get in.
Oh, well, see, what I think he said was, Alvarak, can you use your shatter spell?
Also 5 XP to Ikarath.
Oh, thank you. Hey, that puts me at 8,000 flat.
Nice.
You?
The note that he didn't tell you is, do I even need to explain why?
You're asking me to break into a medical institution to find information when, by the factor of being both mayor and investigator, I can issue a warrant of search for this place right now.
Why don't you?
I don't
Sorry,
understand-
just write one out real quick.
I don't understand why we're not doing the search warrant.
So, I will go fill out the paperwork and officialize it to be able to do a warrant of search, so we don't have to break in.
As a guard, we didn't really get very many search. I never got many search warrants, at least. We never
Well,
gave me any.
When you fall,
Maybe
Um,
I was mostly defending.
yes, but as an investigator, you have to get a search warrant to be able to look through a building. Plus, I could also modify the search warrant so that I also have access to be able to talk to the people within the vicinity. So,
Alright, then go get your fancy paper, and let's come back.
all right, I will go fill out the paperwork.
Would this work? And Ikarath hands Alvarak a forgery kit.
I don't require a forgery kit when I have everything.
All right, but if we have to go and then come back, that seems like an awful lot of bother. You could just fake one right here.
I
And
don't.
it's not even fake, because you're the one who does it anyway.
That's
have
true.
this-
You could use a forgery kit to make an authentic fake.
An authentic fake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's not
That's
fake
the
if you
kit.
sign it, but it's not real because it's not real. So,
Yeah.
like, Ethel strikes me as the kind of person who would just be like, I literally don't give a shit.
you could do you could make an authentic one. That would have the supplies to make an authentic one.
Yeah, and I mean, I also carry the supplies on me. It's just so I couldn't write it right here. So, but yeah, okay. I even have like I could even make it a full like scroll and sealed because oh, that's the only thing. That's the only thing I don't have, which is something that would be given to me at the end after being elected. Would be the mayoral signet ring, and so. That's the only thing I don't have. So until then, I don't have the signet ring
Well,
to
then
make
just
the
sign it
seal.
as the city's investigator.
Well, it has to be signed by both the city's investigator and the mayor.
But the
you're the
mayor's
mayor,
dead.
though.
You're the only temporary one.
That's technically correct. So I signed it twice.
Yeah,
So
just sign it twice.
I will write out the paperwork to have a warrant search for the asylum, as well as have access to the people within the institute for basic questioning
Interview.
Okay.
interviews.
Roll 10 investigations.
10 investigations. Okay. This should be fun.
That nat 20 though.
How many is that so far?
7.
7.
Two nat 20s. Hot damn.
Damn, the dice love you.
There's they all talk about Tentacle Mask Man and the docks. You can see him from their towers.
Tentacle masked man. Tentacle. Tentacle.
Well, his mask looks like tentacle.
Oh, that's true. And do they specify when they usually see him?
That night.
Night. So, based on the information I've got from these people, Rip will show up at near the docks at night.
We're not going to get a rest tonight, are we?
I don't have a feeling that we are, my friend. Well, we can obviously, if we want to set up for be able to take a long rest, we can all set up for shifts near the docks tonight. I can even have my guards come down here, and the mercenaries come down here and help with the lookout.
I feel like that might be a bad idea, actually. The smaller, when you're doing reconnaissance, the smaller the group, the better, because the more people involved you have, the easier it is to be spotted.
True.
So we may be better off
Plus,
having...
I can just get the Kraken. I can get the Kraken, and we can watch from inside the ocean. That way, there doesn't need to be anybody on land.
What do you mean we're gonna get the Kraken? What do you?
He's saying
I
that
said
the
I
Kraken...
can get the Kraken, and we can keep watch from inside the ocean. That means you don't need to be keeping an eye on the land.
Yeah, because
So you guys can just be waiting.
the Kraken's like basically holding whoever's going to be in the water. The Krakens are holding them with like their heads just above water.
This is also an assumption that we're going to be...
Does everyone have slave collars?
I mean, are we legitimately? Wait.
We have
It's
an
just
answer.
down, at least.
Elred, I don't want to. I know how much you do not like slaves, so I want to ask you a question.
What's that?
If we were to, per se, use the slave collars in the case scenario where things get out of hand, just so that we can get him to a location so we can talk to him, would you be against that?
As long as we take it off in the end.
No, that would be the case.
That won't be the case?
That would be the case. We would take it off. We just need to make him compliant to getting to a location. So that
I
way
would
we
be
can
fine with that.
so that we could detain him and speak with him without him trying to murder us or get away. So it just be the whole situation where we can finally sit down and talk to him and he doesn't run away.
I would be fine with that, but my one question is, how do you suppose you get a slave collar on someone's neck when they're trying to kill you?
He does make a fair point, Alvin.
Yes,
You can always jump them from behind because he should become. At night, he comes to the docks, right?
yes, that is.
So we can.
okay.
So one of us could hide, preferably Jordael, as he seems to be the stealthiest of us and the most dexterous, and he can jump on him from behind and slave color him, or we can do a two-pronged attack in which someone is distracting him, focusing all of his blows, and then someone comes in behind and slave collars him, and if he breaks free of that one, the other one slave collars him again.
Yes, of course. That is a very good case. And I understand that like if he's attacking us, how do you propose getting a slave collar around his neck? That would basically require someone to restrain him in the end if he is attacking us at that point. Or as Salrak has hold person. There you go.
So perhaps, Ikarat, since you're familiar with the Kraken, perhaps having you with the Krakens in the water, assuming you're able to breathe, you have an ability to breathe underwater. And
Yeah,
then
I can do that.
if I have Thalrak with me on the land, we can... Thalrak, do you have the ability to cast message?
No.
Okay, we may need Alvin with us as well so that we can communicate with you. So if the three of us are on land and you're in the water, we can kind of coordinate our attack and keep an eye out on the docks tonight. And then if worse comes to worse, we can have Elrid and Voltia nearby in case our first attempt does not work and we can restrain him physically.
And I won't have them be at the docks, but I will have my mercenaries be closer around this sector of the city. Would that work? In case he tries to run off into the streets.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
So have him closer to the docks area so that if he starts running off into the street, we'll have more eyes keeping out for him.
And on a hunch here, I hope I'm wrong about this, but on a hunch, Ikarath, can you have your Kraken at varying depths? So, because the wife said that he smelt of the sea and he was drenched when he came back. If he is under the water coming out, then we need to know that. So having different levels of depth would make it easier for us to tell that.
No, I think I can explain that to them, but I do want to ask the question to the whole group here while we're pondering this. Have we ruled out the possibility that this man can fly?
We
No,
have
we
not.
have not.
Then we
But it was-
might want to get like some birds or something, mate.
What is that? What?
You know, if I try to put person on him, he's gonna fall.
Yeah. It's just gonna be a far. If that's the case, we'll just have to keep our eyes out on both the sky as well now.
Perhaps put Ferdinand on the ballista tonight. He is quite the marksman, you know.
That's true. Though we'd rather not have to shoot this man out of the sky. Oh well, we do have one. We do have one more crossbow shot left. The ballista shot left.
That's absolute worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario that happens. Jordael,
Yes.
I would just say this: be prepared for the worst.
You know, as much as things go wrong when I'm around you lot, I've learned to be prepared for the worst.
No, like, I'm saying be prepared for the worst for you.
Oh, yes. I kind of had to come to terms with that the day I became an assassin.
Because if I'm right about the thought, if I'm...
Wait,
if
you
we-
get paid to kill people?
I used to.
I've been doing this wrong the whole time.
Clearly, yeah, there's two sides of the coin, Ikarath. You can get paid to kill people. You can also get paid to protect people. It just...
Yeah, I've done that one before. It's shite.
Look, as I point at both me and Geordie, as you can see, this is the two sides of the coin here. And I point to Voltaire. Voltaire, I believe, is on the same side of the coin as I am, and in the end, correct, Voltaire? You are a god.
Yes, I'm a god of Clastow.
Okay. Later on that, because I did pass through Glasto at one point in my career. But yes, you can get paid to kill people. But Jordale, I'm just saying, if I'm off about him not being a revenant and could become a revenant, but he's already one.
You think that I'll be the primary target because of my affiliation with the organization?
Yes.
I understand. I have no doubt that all of you together will be able to protect me, and that's actually one of the many reasons why I wanted Dalrak close, because if you are correct, then we'll need him to be able to deal with it.
Yes, Revenants are known, even though you never did wrong onto him, Revenants will make you basically relive the horror of what they went through from their point of view.
So I
That'd be
just
kinda-
hear that important. He's just like flexing his arm, like, yeah.
See, that'd be kind of hard because I don't exactly have kids.
No, but basically he makes you feel the same emotions that he did.
I'm just looking at a revenant here, and it is a royal pain in the dick.
And
And, and as far as I can tell, there's only one way to get rid of it.
you have to go into hell and kill it there.
Oh, that's not what the sheet I have says. The sheet I have says the only thing that can kill it is a wish spell permanently.
It depends on how, because it also depends on DM discretion, because a revenant can also be killed by going into hell and murdering it there as well. Because it goes to hell for a certain amount of time, and then you can kill it.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Wishfell because
Can't a revenant also be killed by like just letting it complete its purpose?
If it completes its purpose, it finishes
yeah,
up
that
its
too.
task, and then it ends its existence.
it's like that thing from the Wheel of Time. I forget what it was called.
Oh, I love this though. Hunger for revenge. A revenant only has only 1 year to exact revenge. When its adversary dies, or if the revenant fails to kill its adversary before time runs out, it crumbles to dust and its soul fades into the afterlife.
Well, there you go. So
Yep.
So,
that's not that bad.
so it's
All we have to do is
regardless-
lock it up for a year.
No, it can phase. It could probably phase through walls.
yeah.
Okay, so we put it somewhere really deep where it'd take a year to walk away from it.
Fair enough. Let's just get into positions. Hopefully we can talk this out with him. Hopefully he hasn't become a revenant yet.
So I imagine we'll hide in this corner here by these two buildings.
Ikarath?
This would be me, Alvin, and Thalrak.
I thought Ikarath was doing the. Why is that?
Ikarath
Icarus
will be in the water.
is swan diving into the water.
What are you
Yeah,
doing with
Icarus will
them?
cast alter self again, and then yeet into the water.
Yep. If Daddy comes up.
And then Voltaire and Elred would be... would you guys be on the same side or opposite sides?
Opposite might be better. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
have you guys like just on the edge of the white circle territory? So like
Yeah.
Elred there, Voltaire there? Yeah.
I'm just sticking with you, Jody.
Yeah.
And Ikarath, what are you telling to the Krakens?
So apparently we've done for the witches; they're all dead, and we've got somebody with a mask on. Is all I'm really aware. Apparently he's dead, or he's been dead before, but he's not right now. Not really quite sure. But what we need to do is we need to spread out around the docks right here and hide. Krakens can hide, can't they?
She nods.
Yeah. So we need to hide, and then when he gets here. Apparently, we're supposed to grab him and give him to Alvin, and Alvin is that dragon-looking gentleman up there.
And why would we want to do this?
Well, one, do you have anything better to do tonight? Because I didn't plan the date for tonight, and
She's
that's my
angry
bad.
at
That's
you a little
honestly my
bit.
bad.
I told her.
She tries to whack you with one of the tentacles, but misses.
Oi now, oi. There's no reason to throw hands, especially when you haven't got any. But you know,
Ikarath,
I
are you
have
alright over
prepared
there?
for the day. I've caught a fish, one for each of us. It's gonna be tight when it happens. But yeah, this is mostly because he's murdering people, and apparently you can get paid to do that. But this guy's not getting paid to do that, so he needs.
Are
to
you getting
stop.
paid to murder the person?
No, I just do this for fun.
But shouldn't somebody be paying you? How are you going to support our children when we have them?
Oh boy.
First of all, we've only been on one date, so kids are a huge commitment, and also I'm still not quite sure how physiologically that's gonna work. But
Well, you see
second of all,
me? You see my dad? It works.
yeah, that's why it's confusing, because it's not like it's not an imaginary concept. It's solid, and that terrifies me a little bit. Also, your dad says hi. Third of all, I'm going to I'm just going to enjoy the shit out of this, because other than a wedding, I really haven't had a chance to get my hands dirty, and there's somebody to fuck up. So this is more like this is like a date for me. This is what I would choose if we were doing dates. You know, ambushing.
So then
People
our
like
next date
predators.
will be our third date.
Yeah, it's fine. We can say that.
Okay. She's on board. What are we looking for?
More than one fish. No, we're looking for a dude who's got tentacles like you've got, but only on his face.
She kind of kind of
Yeah, I
explains a rough image of that and asks if that's what you're talking about.
I believe so. To be fair, I'm not quite sure
She pulls
either.
you underwater, and since it's getting towards night, you can see glowing coming out of the wall of the harbor, kind of like 20 feet down.
Yeah.
You can see a glowing hole.
I'm guessing you would be psychically connected to Alvin by message.
Psychedelically.
Psychedelically.
So you could let him know this is happening.
As long as he's with, if I was close enough to him, then yes.
What's the range on message? 120?
120. And we said it's a 4 ratio on this map, so he needs to be within 30 feet of me.
Which he is.
Well, he's also 20
That's-
feet down.
That he still is because the
He's still in
diagonal-
ratio with me, then.
You do the hypotenuse of 10
Yeah.
by 20.
All right. So you can send him a thing.
Ikarath, is everything alright?
Well, I think that's a subject that is somewhat delicate right now. Is the ocean floor supposed to glow
Well,
with
it's the
magic?
wall.
No?
Okay, good, because the ocean floor isn't. However, the wall next to the ocean floor is. And
That's
that
still not
seems to be
supposed
some
to
cause
glow.
for concern.
That's still not supposed to glow.
Well,
Why is
then,
it
as man,
glowing?
you need to get your ass down here, because, it is glowing, and that seems to fall under your domain.
As mayor, you should go down. I'm saying this out loud. As mayor, you should go down there and attempt to get. What does he think? I'm a goddamn fish.
I mean, he thinks ducks are witches. It's possible that he thinks dragonborn are fish.
I was.
They both have scales.
It must be the scales.
Well, you can use a dragonborn to weigh the duck to see if it weighs the same as wood, because a dragonborn has scales, and you use scales to weigh things.
I take it
Oh,
is there something you want to fill us in on, Alvin? You seem to be mocking Ikarath.
there's a portal. There's something's glowing on the wall in the water beneath the docks.
Alright, I believe this is your cue. Be ready for your little paralyzed spell.
Getting ready.
But he's telling me I should go down there to check it out. I don't breathe underwater.
Ikarath is going to swim a little closer to the glowing and see if he can tell what's going on.
You can see a passage that disappears off and up, and
There's a goddamn pathway. Fucking hell.
you can see torchlight reflecting off of the smooth walls of the cavern, the underwater cavern.
Oh, hey,
Can
Meta,
I roll
Yeah.
stealth?
before I forget, because I have the gloves on for the +1 command, when I do the full person spell, does that just make the DC
one
challenge?
higher.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I have that correctly.
Yep.
So there's a portal. Ikarath, is there anything else about this hole that I should be worried about?
Yeah, it seems to go somewhere, and there's lit torches. So somebody's been down here recently to light torches.
How the hell am I supposed...
Tell you what, if you can see this, and Ikarath will mark the opening of the cave with a minor illusion, and he'll basically just beam light towards where the dock is, so that way you can kind of see where it's coming from.
Oh, boy.
I could have the Kraken take you down here if you can hold your breath for a couple of seconds.
I can hold my breath for maybe 4 minutes, but... Oh,
Ikarath can hold it for double.
Yeah.
Well, and currently he has gills, so he doesn't even have to hold his breath.
Callian says maybe the murderer is water. Nothing scarier.
Yeah.
I mean,
Callian would know.
Party 1's experience with water definitely makes it a murder, so...
Alright, do you trust your children enough to take us down there?
Oh, I'm not one to step away from a journey through a magical portal, even if it is underwater.
Wait, why? Or
Well, and it's not a magical portal, it's just a glowing light. It's a tunnel.
yeah, I'm like, is that your character misinterpreting, or is that you misinterpreting?
It's a tunnel. I have to solve this, and it might be best just to meet him on his territory, even though that might be the mistake.
Yeah, we may not have any other option. And Jordy's gonna step out and wave his arm over at Elrid to come over.
Yeah, and I'll message Voltaire. Come on out, Voltaire. I think we have a possibility here.
So I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is we're on the right track. The bad news is we have to ride krakens underwater to a cavern.
Alright.
You didn't even tell him the worst news.
Alright, he's just immediately going towards the water like, this isn't my first rodeo.
Thalrak, did you ever think when you got this skill that you'd ever be able to use it again?
No, but I'm glad I can.
Do you know what? Underneath the water, firebolt doesn't work. Just fucking fizzles.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's disappointing is what it is.
But it
Elrid
makes sense.
says to Ikarat he should try some lightning.
Perhaps you wait
Maybe
until
I
you're not.
will.
Perhaps you wait until you're not near the krakens so that you don't harm them.
Thunder also works really well underwater.
We could cast shatter on the water and break the water itself.
That's
We could be gods.
I don't think that's how that works.
Ikarath?
Hey, that makes sense. I suppose I was a little bit of a reach.
That's not the right answer, but I like the way you think. Okay. So, I guess we need to ask the Krakens if they'll take us down to the cavern below.
I feel like Thalrak should do it because Thaddy's getting like pushy.
Well, Valrak, last I checked, is only able to communicate with their mother.
Right?
Great.
I don't think Abyssal works with these Krakens, unfortunately.
No, they speak Krakenese. It's a complicated tongue. I just use magic to go around it. Honestly, vowels are not a thing really, because underwater vowels are very hard to understand. Consonants aren't any easier. It's just they had to eliminate one of them, and they chose the one with less because that makes. I don't fucking know. Hang on a minute, and he sticks his head under the water and he yells for Thaddy.
What are you yelling?
Just asking her to bring everybody over here.
Okay, she said she doesn't want to, but Marco comes
It's your
up.
dad.
Marco comes up. Daddy's pissed.
Hi, Mark.
Marco, you can't talk to him, but this is your father. This is Thalrak.
He kind of
You
leaves
know-
a tentacle up to touch his face.
Yeah, this is where you got your beard from.
Do you let
And
your face
honestly,
get
mate,
touched, Thalrak?
What?
Your face is getting touched by a tentacle unless you're trying to jump back.
Well, so it's just like, this is kind of a patty thing, but I'm gonna let it slide because it's one of the kids.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, he touches your cheek with his tentacle.
I just pat it like, hi, it's your papa. I know we haven't met. It's not because I'm neglectful. You didn't run off to get cigarettes and never return.
well, see, you might need to spend a little bit extra time with Marco when you get a chance, because Marco suffers from seasonal depression. But in the ocean, it's always the same season, and that season is wet.
The first time I've met the kids, I didn't even know they existed until their mother told me over a message, and I never had a chance to see them.
No, I think Sam and Pam are okay. They're kind of just like, hey, it's the Kraken way. But, well, Thaddy's upset. She's apparently gone. And Marco here, like I said, he's a
the
sad
new leader.
Kraken.
He's the new leader.
It's quite sad that Daddy left.
No, he was sad before Thaddy left, honestly. Thaddy is not the kind of person you get sad when she leaves.
Huh? Why?
Mostly it's because she's pushy. She's like a mum, from what I've heard.
Oh.
Uh,
No. I haven't-
Marco
I think
is
we're
talking
losing
to
focus.
Ikarath and saying that they want jobs.
These guys would like jobs. That's their price to carry you down.
That was one of the things I actually wanted to offer them.
Oh, yeah. Marco, you have officially passed the job interview, and now it's just down to conditions and agreements and whatnot. So congratulations, you are now a Kraken with a job, which is never something I thought I'd say.
They
yeah,
want
until
a kilo of opium per month because they gotta send some back home to mom.
They need opium.
They need to send
I
some back
need-
home to mom.
They need opium for their mother because their mother is, well, as I understand it, she's batshit crazy in the good way.
We are very familiar with her mother.
And they want all the fish they can eat.
They want fish, which is kind of ironic considering they only eat one.
They want all the fish they can eat. What do Krakens spend money on? They only need one fish.
oh my god.
And they reserve the right to ask for additional facilities down the road as they further familiarize themselves with the surrounding waters.
Yeah, and they reserve the right to ask for a pay raise.
That's fine. So they wait.
Congratulations, Marco!
they want-
You're now in charge of the ocean.
So yes, they will become the. At the moment, once I'm elected, they will become the official naval defense of the city of Safos.
Also,
Okay,
now
but
you have to traffic drugs in your city that you were trying to clean up.
Well, we already discussed that we were going to heavily tax them, just like the other person was, anyways.
Alvin's making so many compromises.
Welcome to politics.
I
Alan.
love it.
Well, Alvin was going to allow regulated drug use in the city because he wasn't going to cut everyone off cold turkey.
All right, Marco, you hear that? Only recreational drug use.
No,
Everything
it's
else goes
fine.
to your mum.
Oh,
Weed will become the new thing for everybody, okay? We'll pay the Krakens in weed.
They don't want
want
that. They don't have
opium.
a use for that. They want the opium because that's what their mom's addicted to, and she's been finding it hard to get some out there in Rakoge, so they're gonna bring them back for her.
the
They're
problem
underwater.
is,
How are they gonna light it?
who the fuck in the city still makes opium?
You might have to
Would-
hire out.
Ah, shit.
If only we had kept Doro alive. I mean, what?
Doro doesn't do drugs.
Doro's dead.
He could be taught to make drugs. If
Yeah,
he
he
was
could've.
Doro, yeah, but and also Doro was an alcoholic. But he refused to do drugs. His dad said alcohol makes the body strong, but drugs are bad for you.
That's true.
I mean, we could always hire PGA Mexican.
True.
Give him a new job.
I don't. You seriously want to turn one of my mercenaries into a drug? Into.
I'm trying to save you money here, man.
I
course you
really, well,
smuggle drugs. That's all.
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
I tend to come across a lot of things like opium. We could probably just have me send stuff back.
I understand. Why did we ever get that Kraken addicted to opium?
I think it was you, wasn't it?
Why did I ever make that Kraken addicted to opium?
Last I recall, it was so that it wouldn't kill us while we were escaping the cavern.
Yep.
Way
Well-
back in the day.
If they still run operations, Emir was with a city that was transporting the opium around, so I'd have to get into contact with someone in Emir in the end.
And I hate to put a downer on our lovely drug conversation, but we do appear to be burning moonlight.
Oh yes, of
Perhaps-
course. So tell Marco I will agree to the terms. The fish term, is he asking us to get the fish for him, or
Yes.
what is that? Okay.
They want to be lazy.
So I'm guessing that meta. This is where the 125 gold is going.
Yeah, that can be used for that.
Okay, is for hiring fishermen and
Once you
getting-
establish it, the opium.
and the establishment of the opium trade here to this place.
Yep.
So, all right, fair enough. Marco, you have a deal.
All right.
Congratulations, Marco. You're now the admiral around here.
He asked if he gets a sash.
He needs a sash because he's in charge.
He wants a sash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Admiral Marco.
I could look into having something made. Yes.
I'll make one after we're done dealing with this. Just why?
Entity.
Why does he? He's a kraken.
I don't know.
Krakens are very intelligent in this
Think of-
world.
Think of. I had to do the same negotiations when I was setting up the patty being the defense of the
Yeah.
high class inn. I honestly, they asked for some of the weirdest things. Don't.
Oh, it's fine. I'll deal with it when we get done.
Yes.
Are we good to go, Ikarat?
I hold my hand out as a to shake on agreed terms, and I say yes. We'll get a sash.
All
made for
right.
him.
Well, there's only 3 Krakens, so they can only take 3 people.
At a time, or
I guess, yeah, at a time.
because we can all get shuffled down there at the.
The question we have to ask here, however, is: are people able to actually go past time here today, or is this gonna wait for a very, very long time?
I have to get up at 5 a.m., so I wouldn't be able to go over.
Yeah, 'cause we're right at that time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I can go like a couple minutes over, but I can't do the entire next section. So if we're gonna end in the cave, that's fine.
yeah.
I would
so-
just say, just go into the cave when we come back. But I'm not going to speak for everybody at this point.
yeah. What do you guys want to do?
It sounds like we need to take a call it short rather than get into
Yep.
everything.
Yeah, there's only a few minutes. So you guys will be heading into that tunnel when you return in just about a month, unfortunately. You guys did get screwed the most out of every group, unfortunately.
It's fine. Stuff happens.
If there is a day, the 5th, well, the 6th, the 7th, or the 8th, or the 13th, 14th, or 15th, I could probably make a extra session work in there if you guys are all able to get one of those days to work.
Which days?
The 6th, 7th, and 8th, and the 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Wednesday would probably be the
No,
best.
those are my busy days at work, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm on the West Coast, so
Yep.
I wouldn't be done with work until y'all are. You guys can have a session without Ikarath. That might be kind of hard with the Kraken, but like,
So Ikrath, you're the other person on the West Coast.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and remember, do you remember what kind of West Coast he is?
Huh? I don't. Did you say what West Coast? Oh no, he's.
Apple pie,
you say
not maple syrup.
Yeah.
Did someone accuse me of being Canadian?
Well, no, Alvin is
I would
West
never
Coast.
insult you like
maple
that,
syrup.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So everybody, thank you so much for
Compliment.
watching. We'll have the other party sessions, a few left here. We'll have tomorrow's group 3 and Friday's group 2, and then we'll have the 12th, we'll have party 3 again. Unfortunately, after that, we won't have another session back again until probably the 26th, I'm trying to make. And then after that, we'll resume scheduling as normal because, you know, wedding and honeymoon. So have a great day, everyone. And
The validest of reasons.
exactly. Have a great evening. Bye.